Hi guys, and welcome to the cast and crew Q&A of Elmersville. I'm Braden. I am the director of the project, and here we got some of the cast members and crew of Elmersville. You guys ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Woo.
All right, so before we get started, I will say that any of you guys who are watching this, we're going to be spoiling a lot of stuff. So if you haven't watched Elmersville,
Go watch it.
Go watch it. But I advise you not to watch
Yeah.
this because there's going to be a lot of spoilers that we're going to be talking about. So
Yeah.
please watch it. It's on YouTube, Focus Zero. You're going to love it. And you'll be in like awe, like awesome. All right, so to start off, I have a question for all of you guys. My question is, what were your guys' thoughts?
Ooh.
A+, buddy.
I thought it was cool. It was very vibrant, which I really liked.
Colors.
The color schemes were really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
So there's a couple of weird questions that people have been asking me. We have a total of 25, so it's been
Okay.
some are
There we go.
weird, some are okay, and some we may have to answer without the person there since we don't have the whole cast here, but we'll answer the best we can.
Okay.
All right, so somebody asked, do any of you guys own any pets?
Oh,
Do
I'll
we
go first.
wait? Do we own any what?
Pets. I have so many
pets,
weird
oh.
pets, y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Stephanie, the letter L, Curvis. You can see them all. I have 7 sugar gliders, which are basically flying squirrels, but the Australian version. They're super
You
cute
get
and small.
those.
Yeah, well, I got 3 from a breeder, and then I rescued the other 4 over the last couple of years.
Okay. Aw.
So they live in my bedroom. They're very noisy, but I love them. And I have an axolotl called Paul or
Are those
Apollo.
like the little things that swim? Little
yeah,
dog.
they're
I
like
call
the
water
little
dogs.
smiley things with the fluffy
Yeah.
gills. And
I love those.
So
Yeah.
adorable.
I had a chameleon, but he just passed away. Rest in peace, Caliban. But yeah,
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
I have
a
a hamster. And 2 dogs.
hamster. Oh.
Yeah, he's right here. He's sleeping.
Get a nap. Well, I have one little wiener dog. Her name is Ruby. She's like 10 years
Aw.
old now, I think.
Aw,
Yeah, she's going strong still. I'm glad.
nice. My turn? Okay, well, I have this really cute cat, Maya, and she's like so sweet and also soft, and she's really calming, and she's hilarious, and she used to be a Ford model, so she's kind of like demanding a little bit, but
Ooh, assertive. Okay.
so, but she doesn't care for the beach because of her mani-pedi, but
Gotcha.
As she shouldn't. Thank you.
and Stephanie is a environmentalist, studies animals
yeah.
and such. So yeah,
So is Sarah. We thought that was so weird.
What?
She's
I
like the
didn't
only
know.
other
Okay,
actress
cool.
I've met who's an environmental studies major. So
Yep.
save the planet through art.
Yes.
Well, it's cool. All
Heal the world.
right. And the
Yes, rainbows. Thank you, Brayden.
world. There goes.
Glitter letters.
Me, sadly, I don't own any pets. No. So sad.
You
But
need to.
Goldfish. Minimum goldfish.
goldfish.
I also have a 15-year-old goldfish. Fun fact.
Oh, you love that.
He lives at my parents' house, but yeah,
Going
he's
strong.
still kicking. I know. I don't know
Kicking in.
how.
They kicked the bucket yet. Dang. All right.
Good energy.
Yes,
Energy.
energy. Let's get it. All right, next question. Okay, so somebody asked within our crew, when exactly is the film release party / reunion?
Ooh. This
Brayden, let us know. I want it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, this is the first time I've talked to anyone from the cast in months, so I'm happy we're all here for that. But we have to plan a day where we can all meet up for these pizza or just something. But
Aw, I love
that's
that
up for Brayden.
idea.
Do a little hang. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely down.
It'd be cool
I'll
to see
come in my
everyone again.
special effects makeup from the horror thing I'm doing right now. It'll be fun.
And
Ooh.
and FaceTime those of us who live more south, and so we
Oh,
can
yeah,
and prop us up on that table, and you can maybe put pizza in front of it.
Yeah. That would work out. Or we can just ship you some, do a little Uber, you know what I mean?
Well, no, what we do a campfire, and we do marshmallows and s'mores.
Oh
We do
yes.
campfire songs too then?
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
All right, sounds good.
And songs. If someone bring a guitar, just go for it.
Right.
Did you
right.
mention the woods? The
Ooh.
woods. We're gonna go to the woods. It's a little scary, and
I mean,
and
it's an-
relevant
we-
to the movie.
We go to the
It's
different
relevant.
parts where we recorded parts of the movie inside the actual woods. We can go back and just have a campfire in the back of that area. It's like no.
Oh, man. Those infamous woods. So
Yeah,
many
yeah.
I
things
tell you,
happen
those
there.
woods are beautiful, beautiful,
are,
and also
they
I wanted
are.
to say the music so captivating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I also noticed that as well.
Mhm. Music. Actually, I will get back to that because I think someone did ask about the music, which we'll
Okay.
talk about. But speaking of the woods, I'm sad to say that the church is doing a little bit of renovation. So all the trees that we shot are all gone.
What?
No.
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 Really? It was
Even-
so pretty back
No,
then.
even that one that we sat on.
Yep, all gone.
What?
Yep, all gone. They're trying to expand, so I get it. So
You
But
memorialize.
trees,
talking-
but
wait,
trees.
Brett,
That
you're
is
not
such
talking
a
about-
bummer, guys.
Remember the part where we filmed, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the movie yet, watch it. But the part we filmed the monster hands, that whole section over there is all gone now, is what you're saying.
yes, gone.
I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done.
wow.
Gotta go now. Love you
Bye,
guys.
Wesley.
Bye, Wesley.
Oh man,
Let's
they had
go
the best
Oh,
tree
my.
for sitting and chilling with your friends there. Very
That-
upsetting.
wow.
Very
Yeah.
upsetting.
Really?
Wow.
Crazy.
Sarah.
Are they
like-
expanding their building or something to build into that little section, or is they just tearing it down for?
They're expanding because I think next door there were preschool, so like there were kids there while we were
okay.
shooting.
Mm.
And
Okay.
it's sad because I think it could have been Ellis. He might have broken their swing. I think that they made in the tree.
Ellen.
Yeah, because
Ellis.
remember that tree that we had. Like, that swing was
Yeah, like the
rope.
rope swing thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Oh, I remember he was like trying to do it and he was getting me to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna break these kids' swings. So
Any break.
Reggie. Oh man, come on.
Sorry, kids. Yeah, sorry. All right, next question, y'all. Let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. This one's kind of like a two question, but it's the same thing. This is for Sarah and Stephanie. All right. So somebody asked, how did Yuri and Iris fight like that? And
Ooh.
secondly, how did Iris and Yuri rehearse that battle?
So are we talking about like how did we fight like that, as in like how did we not actually hit each other, or
Everything.
okay?
Everything.
Stephanie, do you want to go or you want me to go?
Oh man. I mean, I guess I can go first.
Go ahead, you're good.
So I'll answer the first part. How did we actually fight like that? We did the choreography the day of the fight when we got there. We were filming at this neighborhood by this pool, and there's these kids watching us and imitating the fight. It was pretty cool. Yeah, we learned that all the day we were shooting it, basically.
Mhm.
Like I
It
know I
looked
have
like
some
it
stage
looked like you'd
combat
known it
experience, and
forever.
Sarah's done some similar stuff she can talk about. But yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Same thing with what she said. There were kids like trying to imitate us and watch. It was really cool. It was so hot that day, but it was so worth it. Like when we were learning it, we kind of like learned most of it, had it laid out, and then once we got there, we kind of mixed it up a little bit, and then changed a few parts just to kind of see what we could make look a little bit more aggressive, which was really cool. Yeah, I've done color guard for a while, so combat was kind of really fun for me to do, especially with the staff that I got to spin. So it was really cool. It was a great experience. But yeah, how did we do it? I don't know. We just tried to miss each
lots
other.
of blood, sweat, and tears, so to say.
Right.
Oh, literally. Yeah, literally.
Literally.
It was like a 12-hour day. It was like 95 degrees. We were on the pavement. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I was on my period, so but it happened.
The feet were on fire, but it
Oh,
was really
yeah.
cool. It was a really great time. So
And I will say that fighting on the pavement was a risky move, I think, just because it was hot, and you know how the road gets hot, all that asphalt and stuff, and it was hot, and so we had a blanket I think, for certain scenes, and I think it really paid off. I mean, honestly, the fight could have gone on to like the field. I think that was I think that was an option, but those damn kids were in the way. So
They were,
and the sprinklers.
Mhm.
Oh,
And there
true.
were
They kept going
sprinklers
on.
along the grass there, and they kept like going off and soaking our equipment in my
was
iPhone,
weird.
which survived luckily. But yeah, it was crazy.
yeah, it
The
was.
scene looked wonderful.
Oh,
Unreal,
thanks,
actually. I
Matt.
would say it was like, oh my goodness. And then it's starting off with Stephanie says, "This is a lot easier in my head." Music.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about? And I hate to be biased because I was a camera operator, but every shot was so meticulous. It was so very, very in depth. Every shot, there was no purpose that did not have. Sorry, no shot that didn't have a purpose in that movie.
That
which is what I
mise en
loved about
scène
it.
is that's like, yeah, that's wonderful job. That's the point of film, right? Great job.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo.
You could tell too. Like for instance, speaking of the woods again, just like that
Right.
huge enclosure and the people and the main character so small in the middle and the slope, and you know, it just said a lot in
Oh yeah.
one shot, I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, those wood scenes, filming those was miserable. It was so hot out there and so many mosquitoes. It was terrible. Even the bottles of water couldn't help. We needed bug spray. I think we forgot that. But
Yeah, y'all rocked that scene, and it was just like intense, well acted. Parts were funny, and the music, everything put together, the lighting, the compositions. Bravo.
and I will say, as far as like, I think that wasn't the only thing, but I think between the fights, and I would always consider them part one, Yuri with staff, part two, Yuri without staff.
Yeah.
And I think, I think the second fight was probably the hardest to choreograph, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, it was long. We learned it all the day of. So yeah.
yeah, and the wonderful Josh, he's not here, but my assistant who's helping me help choreograph that particular scene. We had to show Sarah and Stephanie exactly how to go about it as we're making changes while we're on set. So
I think it was kind of nice though doing the fight in like a higher stress situation though, with like having to learn it right away, because I think it almost added to the edge of it, that like we were like, oh my gosh, we're so tired, but like
the
we just
adrenaline
worked
sort
this
of
whole
like kicks
thing.
in when you know
the
that you have to.
adrenaline's
Yeah.
running because you're trying to remember it and do it at the same time. So it kind of looks like, you know, it's not muscle memory, which I think was better because then it looked less rehearsed. You know what I mean? So I think that was really cool.
And obviously my character Iris, like she's fighting a fairy with like superhuman strength. So I think it worked well that Sarah was kind of beating my butt and all of that. And yeah, I think it translated well.
very amazing. Great job, you two. Applause.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, next question. Mike, this is for you. Somebody asked, was the beard real?
So real. Oh my God. It took me so long to grow. No, I'm kidding. It was the morning of, and it was applied by our wonderful artistic makeup director and Danielle, and she did a great job. Oh my gosh. It was light. It was comfortable. It wasn't hard to remove. So thank you to Danielle. And yeah, oh my gosh, imagine growing out something like that. Would take forever, probably.
It was like a full-on Haggard beard you had, Mike.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie though, it looked good.
It
looked
did.
good with your face. Like actually.
Yeah.
This old thing.
Yes.
I don't think.
And the wood. But Danielle does great work, and like I think I don't know where she is, but like she travels a lot, doing a lot of stuff. But half our makeup team is doing a lot of stuff for Halloween Horror Nights for this year.
Yeah, they are.
I went there.
Yeah.
It was really well done with makeup. I think they did really well with that.
Nice.
That was always a really fun process to get to, you know, wake up and go you know, have somebody else just like completely transform the way you look. It was really cool.
Yeah. Another project I was working on recently, actually, Ashley and Michelle from the makeup team were doing makeup for it. So
Oh,
yeah, she was your makeup artist, right, Sarah?
Yeah, she was. She was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
hey,
my next door neighbors were named Danielle and Michelle.
How ironic.
Oh, nice.
how ironic. But again, if you guys are watching this, thank you, makeup team. It wouldn't be Elmersville without you guys. And great job.
Beautiful work. Beautiful.
The
Really,
movie would have not been what it was if it wasn't for them.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really good. All right, next question. All right, this is a crystal question, but we'll answer the best we can. So they're asking, did Bella really play the piano herself?
Ooh, that was pretty.
So, yes, she does play the piano and she did know how to play the song, but because of how the sound worked, I'm pretty sure she played it, like she actually played it with the piano off, and then you overlaid the actual music to it, correct?
Yes, correct.
Right. So she
Yeah.
actually does play it, but she doesn't play it with the sound on.
Yeah, she was playing it, but not in person. She was like playing it silently on
was
set,
all
and
done
then
in
I think she
post.
recorded it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sent it over to Brayden. So it actually is her playing, but
It's
it's
overlaid.
just the sound.
But yeah.
Mhm.
And I had
Another
to-
great moment. Another great moment.
Oh yeah, and I had to tell. I had to tell like with this, like this is kind of risky because like you have to play it exactly how you did it.
Like
Because
the same tempo and everything.
go too fast and be like, oh, it's an issue. But it was a hard scene because so like it's funny because I would watch it without the music and I'm trying to remember the melody and she was playing, for those of you who want to know, it's the Spring Waltz.
Mhm.
And I literally had to sit down maybe 20 minutes. I don't know why it took forever. I literally sat down, listened to her play the keys without music. I'm like trying to sing the song. I'm like, okay, this is where it's supposed to go. So it was hard, but I was able to
A little
figure it
tedious, but
out. And I think the pedals were not working. I think that's another reason why.
I think that was, yeah, I think also the pedals weren't working because she was playing it earlier during the day before we started filming, and I don't think they were on, so I'm not sure.
Y'all nailed it.
Mhm.
Love that moment.
Movie magic, how we do it.
Indeed.
All right, next question. Who was the most complex character to come up a look for? As far as looks goes, who was the most complex character? Now, for me, as far as like trying to assemble the makeup team and figure out what the designs look for, wardrobe and looks, I think Faye was probably the most complex, just for the fact that she's the only character who has two different outfits, and I think she was the only her makeup was the longest that took for the production. I think Veronique was her makeup artist, and she used airbrush for her eyes, and it did take a while, but her look alone was very hard to pull off.
Yeah, the airbrush took a little bit longer, but it was always so bright, vibrant, which I think was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, makeup was just really hard in general for this film because over half of the characters are fairies with special effects, colorful makeup. So makeup took a long time every day we were shooting. Not so
Mhm.
much for the humans, well, except Jonathan,
Yeah.
his beard, but everyone
Right.
else, it took a long time.
I think it also took a long time just because like for different days we used different types of ears for the effects. So some days it was just like a different application than the next. I mean, I can't really speak for the makeup artist, but I know that sometimes that's where the little time frame came in with the ears and removing those suckers. Oh my gosh.
Oh, those ears.
Yeah, they were so sticky.
But did you use like a hot thing of water, like a Q-tip, to try to like get the little bits of glue off or something?
They
Use, like,
used what was it? Something salt.
Epsom salt.
No,
I'm thinking of Epsom salt.
I don't remember what it was,
don't-
but yeah, they used some sort of solution to get it off, which was nice.
Oh, that's good.
Reassuring. Very nice. And I would say, Sarah, your look will probably be second. Just because Michelle had so many good concepts
Right.
that she sent to me and Andrea.
Right.
And a lot of people were getting a lot of Ray vibes, Joker vibes, which is not wrong. They're pretty accurate. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would take that comparison any day. That's really cool to be like, hey, that gives you those kind of vibes. Like, okay.
yeah, it's like, what if we add Joker and Rhea? Bam! We got and there, yeah, you're. I think Rey is wielding like a staff in Star Wars.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
The hair, really.
the hair was spot on. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
your contacts were so creepy, Sarah. The
my
yellow
God,
ones.
The very
didn't
bright,
expect them to be that bright,
yellow
yeah.
ones. They were terrifying.
Yes.
Looked like an actual demon in real life. That was terrifying.
They were super fun though, because every single time I put them in, I was like,
Empowering a bit.
Oh my
And
God.
you're
Remember that
actual
one
power.
time? Oh man, I think it was you, me, and Crystal who plays Bella at Sarah, and we went to that vegan restaurant. And I went out to go get the food because I looked the most normal. Like I had bruises and cuts on my face, but I wasn't a freaking fairy. And so we like pull in. I think Sarah was driving, and there's this woman getting out of the car next to it. She looks over, and then she does like a double take, and there's Sarah sitting there, her eyes glowing, Crystal in the back seat with like her fairy ears, and oh my gosh,
Imagine
She looked
having
terrified. It was really funny.
it was funny.
Imagine having the entire cast, like all fully dressed up in makeup, going to a grocery store, just getting groceries.
Well,
You've
see,
got
what's
beat up humans that are high. You've got terrifying fairies that look like demons.
right. Well, the thing is, like every single time we had to use the bathroom at the church location, we would
Right.
have to drive up to, or a few times we would have to drive up to like a gas station. So all of us, like
Right.
Thea, Crystal, me, and Stephanie too, and like whoever had to go, like we would go up to this gas station and walk in just like in costume. You know what I mean? Full makeup, full glam, everything. And like those stares we
Right.
get were like, it was so funny. It was just so funny. It was a good time though.
That's wow.
What's happening? Like, you're not from this realm, are you? Which you're not, but
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like you don't know me. What if? Just kidding.
All right, next question. Okay. What was your favorite photo that you guys took? Someone asked. I think they're asking like group picture, I think.
Group picture, like with like just like on set photos that we would take, like ourselves.
Yeah.
There was one that Stephanie and I actually took. I think it was the first day of filming. I liked that photo that we took together because the lighting was kind of cool with the purple and everything. Yeah, we took one of those. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was
taking
at the apartment location, right?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were both like looking intense, and then we did a silly one.
Yeah.
It was cool. I
Like
have
the
a
photo
photo
that- I like
of
the photo when
Sarah
everyone's
with
sitting-
her eyes missing when they were doing the makeup test.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's on my camera roll somewhere.
Yeah, those were funny.
Yeah, I got like all your guys's pictures. I think we like shared them after we were done with filming. I think I was correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were done, and everyone got their pictures. I think my favorite would have to be the group picture.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was cool with everyone there
Mhm.
on the stairs.
Everybody except Stu. He was out.
Yeah. Poor Stu.
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 He was gone. I think that was
Yeah.
the day we also had the fire department come save those ducks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I was sad. I think I was with me and Ellis went to Panera while that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
BTS. That's not just a band.
Pictures. No. Okay, here we go. All right, next question. Where did your costume? Okay, wait, no, sorry. Let me say that again. Where did your costume design inspiration come from, and how long did it take? So, this is a Andrea question, but she did tell me her answer because she had to leave, but she'll be back
perfect.
eventually. So we're gonna start with Crystal, who played Bella, and she was her inspiration was kind of like a bubbly kind of take for Bella. To me, I think Bella kind of reminds me of Bambi in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little freckles in the makeup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what she was trying to go for as far as the look goes. And then as far as for Yuri, crimson, vicious, deadly,
Yeah.
more vigorous kind of like look. And then for Faya, obviously something more earthy, more earth to bound, vibrant. I think all of them are very vibrant to a sense. But she got a lot. Actually, she got most of her inspiration from like different flowers. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I can't remember what flowers she told me, but she would like. So I remember I gave her the description of the characters, and she literally got. I think she went online and looked at different flowers, and she
That's really cool.
is comparing them with who they are now, who they are.
Yeah,
She's
I like
gonna
how
be a
each.
costume designer. She wants to be a costume designer. Sorry, Steffi. She's a costume designer. I remember I saw in a Q&A, she said that one day she'd love to have like her whole own collection of clothes and costumes.
Yeah, she does like costume designing, but she's actually interested in what was it? She told me a couple weeks ago. Oh, casting.
Oh, cool.
Casting because
Hey.
she likes how the whole process works, and she likes to act. There is a film that I helped out with, and Wesley, you're in it.
I'm in it. Yes, sir.
And there's a film
Yeah,
called
yeah.
The
The
Date.
Date.
The
Yep.
Date. Yeah.
You
I
helped
missed
with
that.
that film?
Mhm.
Me or the
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know, Wesley, I didn't know you were in it. And then
Yeah.
Braden, I didn't know you helped with that one.
Just for like one day, because they're like, Braden, we need help. I was like, all right.
Oh wait, you posted that. You posted that on your Instagram, did you not?
no, yeah,
That you were there?
I love to tell the story about this so bad.
And the director, Laura, she told me like, Braden, like, why are you stealing all my actors? I'm like, what are you talking about? And like she would go on backstage. I'm like, see, you stole this girl and this girl. And I think it was I think it was Sarah. I think it was you and
Yeah, I applied for that one.
and Caitlin. I was like, well, I didn't know they applied for you.
Yeah. Please forgive me, Stephanie. You were going to mention something earlier. I interrupted you. Do you remember what it was?
Oh man, that was so long ago. But I was just gonna say I like I like how each of the fairies had like their own color palette. That was a cool design idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all the costumes were all from Goodwill.
Hey.
I
You
know
probably
she
got
got
a good deal on
I
them,
know
though.
she got my corset on Amazon, actually. She found that one on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
If you're
Oh.
curious.
Andre was at work. She was at work, and she did a great job.
Oh my gosh, she found some really cool things.
Yeah.
Actually, my whole costume I already owned already. Well, besides the
Right.
hat. So that was pretty easy. Those
Same.
combat boots though, right before we started like shooting, I got them polished and like resoled, and oh man, they're like scraped
did
up
say
so
that,
much from the
yeah.
film.
It looked good though.
Never forget it. Never forget those fight scenes now. Thanks.
Either will my combat boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so boss, Sarah. So boss.
Keep
Sorry.
wanting to say this too. Also, when Sarah, when you were talking about your look and your demeanor, also your acting as well came through really strongly. Great performances, especially when you're first introduced and you slam that book, and that starts your whole like, okay, shouldn't mess with this person, especially in contrast. Yeah, and that was like, whoa, okay, cool. Oh,
Oh,
and another time when you're like, no, open up.
Yep.
when you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
open up, open
Oh,
up.
you like
Oh,
squeezed
yeah,
his
and it was
cheek.
such a pretty, happy scene, and all of a sudden you heard boom, and it was like, what? So good job,
I just
Brayden.
love the character. It was so much fun to try and like dig out of, you know what I mean? And like
So
put this
fun.
whole storyline to it. So yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Good
I
job.
really appreciate that.
I think that was also a creative choice, I think, because and we'll get to this with Stu with his accents. Someone asked a question regarding with that, but I was like, because I think we had a hard time figuring out, okay, how are we gonna get Yuri to feel aggravated in a way to try to get Reggie's attention? I'm like, how do we
Yeah.
do that? And like, oh, why don't you just grab his jaw and like
Right.
open up?
Yeah.
And I'm
I think that was really cool to put in there. Yeah.
little something. And also for those of you who want to know what book Yuri was reading, it was a Grimm, I think the Grimm brothers horror novel.
Yeah.
Which
I
actually
actually started reading it when we were filming.
How far did you get?
Like very far. I literally read like 3 pages, and then I'd flip back and read the same pages over again when we reset. So yeah.
It's a good book. Really good book. All right, next question.
I had a question.
Oh, your question? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Wesley.
Yeah. Quiet Neptune. Quiet Neptune Part 2.
I will get to that at the end. Okay, so I know you guys want answers. I will make an announcement at the end. I promise you. I know you guys have been waiting, but I promise.
Save the good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff for last. Stuff for last. All right. Question. This is kind of a similar question. Are there any differences between the fairies' costumes besides colors?
I think most of them were pretty similar, at least for the three sisters. We were pretty similar in our topping, like the way that it kind of looked on us. Obviously our bottoms were all different. You know, Faya had some flowier pants, and Bella had the skirt, and I had the like darker pants. I think those kind of just added a little bit more to how our characters see themselves almost. And then the other fairies, they all had different whimsical outfits, you know, kind of adding to their own personalities in a way, which I think was really cool to get to see almost like an individualized image of each one, especially with the introduction of the fairies with the town and stuff. So yeah, different, but like all whimsical almost.
In a sense. And I remember Danielle and Carl were asking me how this mainly kind of went with a little bit of their personality and like for their looks, like how consistent do you want, or not consistent, but like how similar do you want the fairies to look? And we knew for a fact that like Sarah and Ksenia, I think I wanted to have similar eye sets with contacts.
Mm-hmm.
They were the only two that are like, well, dominating eye contact.
Yeah.
Sarah and Ariel with the same kind of corset in a way. And then, like you said, everyone had different bottoms, different outfits. But I don't know. It's a very, very interesting question to try to answer. But I think it was just making it very I think different. I think very unique. To a sense, something not seen before. That was the direction. That was the direction. All right, next question. Okay, somebody asked this question. So someone asked, the film ended on a questionable cliffhanger, and I was wondering, is there going to be a sequel?
Is there, Brayden?
Is there?
Yeah, Brayden, that's more of a question for you to answer, Brayden.
We're listening.
Okay, gotta get serious. Take my
Oh.
classes.
Ooh.
Tijuana hat. All right.
Casual
You nailed it.
serious
You nailed it.
Getting
Serious
serious.
That was
moment.
perfect. That was good.
Um, Mia and Andrea have talked about it, and a lot of people really, really liked Elmersville. A lot of good comments, a lot of good likes. I think it just all comes down to who amongst the cast would like to return, who wants to be in this next sequel, because that's going to determine the story. But we've had talked about it, and as far as financially, we think a sequel will probably be better than a prequel. We think, and I kid you not, Joshua, who's part of the set, he literally, like, the whole ride home every day, he'll be asking me, or actually he'll be picking up all these ideas with Jonathan, because he loves Jonathan.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
what
the
if we do-
Jonathan prequel.
Yeah. okay.
Honestly, that would be really cool.
So, like, what if we did Jonathan, younger Jonathan, kind of flashing back with now Jonathan, or actually old Jonathan, I would say, kind of just dying as he's experiencing these flashbacks where he and his friends find Elmersville for the first time. And what if there's a fairy that he falls in love with who's not there?
Oh,
Love story. I was like, okay,
I like where this is going.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
that's an interesting theory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brady, you
I'm
also
really-
talked
I
to me about
do.
another one too.
I did. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about the possible sequel at one point.
Yeah, you were
We
talking
talked about a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
about
I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens, and I really want to know.
So for the sequel, I
Ooh,
know
it was so scary at the end.
based on my interpretations, some people were asking, is Faya alive? Because she twitched her hand, and I guess you can say resurrected Bruce. Questionable.
Mhm.
But I think Faya is still dead, and I think Zola is now in control.
Cool.
Mhm.
So, because obviously she's the divine one that they mentioned throughout the whole film. Now we don't know too much about her. All we know that's just the person or the savior that they worship. Especially Yuri, she's a big fan.
I'm a big fan. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up about Zola as you were dying.
Well, listen, I had to say something. I was dying.
Can we
Could have
talk
died
about?
quietly and saved my eardrums the problem.
So
Oh, I think you
cheated.
censored me at that
Oh,
line
no.
too, Brandon. I think you changed it to frick. Did you like dub that in post?
what the
The shut the frick up?
Shut the
No, you
frick
didn't.
up!
nope.
I'm pretty sure I don't
No,
remember.
you said the F word.
I did.
Yeah, you
didn't.
did. No,
I
it's
definitely
in the actual
did.
short film.
I didn't dub that.
Oh,
Nope, did not do that.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and for those of you who are watching, this is not confirmed. This is just what we're thinking. So we're thinking that we would introduce Zola. Should we coming back or make an appearance? And she revives obviously the main three. And the reason she revives them is we think that Reggie stole something from the book, maybe a page.
Ooh.
Reggie.
Damn Reggie. So
bad
Could
Reggie.
have just leave
You
quietly.
bad boy.
No, he's a little stinker.
He is.
Isn't he in military school now?
He said he was.
he's going to.
I didn't.
I think
Yeah.
he's planning to. So I
Mhm.
think as far as like how far are we going with this sequel, I would say maybe a month or 2 months later.
Right. So not too far in the future.
Yeah,
Y'all
so I
left
gotta
it
come
so
back for this
pretty.
one then. Sweet.
And I think
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have me and Andre thought that we're gonna have a conflict between the sisters, especially Bella.
Yeah, you did mention that to me as well about the tension there.
Yeah, you guys really do treat Bella pretty bad. Don't blame her.
And I think we may have her actually switch sides.
Oh yeah.
which could be interesting.
Makes sense with her personality, so the character.
Yeah. Especially if Bruce is still alive, you know.
Oh yeah, nah, she switched right away.
Mm-hmm.
The Lovebirds. Oh gosh, that's gonna be sad though.
Yeah.
Very sad. But a sequel looks definitely looks possible. Like I said, just depends on for those who are interested. With the cast, who's in, who's out, and that's going to determine what the story is and how we're going to do a sequel. Now, is it going to be as long or the same length as Elmersville? I don't know. It could be shorter. But I will say that it wasn't intended to be an hour long. It really isn't. It was a 40-page script, and
Yeah.
so
I feel like all the fight scenes just made it so much longer because in the script they're written so concisely, but then filming it, like Sarah and I, our final confrontation was like a 2 sentences in the script, and then it was like 4 minutes on screen. So
Right.
I'll tell you, as a viewer, it did not feel too long. It was, if anything, you wanted more.
yeah.
There was no dead space. There was no pauses. The flow was wonderful.
Yeah, I think it was a happy surprise when I clicked on it and it said how long it was. I was like, oh, cool, this is
know.
going to be great.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to
I already
was
see
knew
how much
expecting-
you got to add to it. Yeah.
I already
I was
knew it was gonna be a long, short film, but like an hour long is almost a feature film. Crazy.
Yeah.
but still a
What?
short. Almost.
Wesley, you were
Technically,
gonna
yeah.
say something.
So sure.
No, yeah, I was just gonna piggyback off what they were saying. I was expecting like maybe 30, 40, 41 or 42 minutes at max, but like when I clicked on it, it's 55 minutes. I was like, what the heck? Is this like a full-fledged like feature film? So,
Woohoo!
yeah, that's yeah. So
You won't even imagine how many hours I've worked on that. Like,
Oh,
Oh, I
didn't
can't
really-
imagine.
actually,
Beautiful.
that's a question I had for you actually.
Okay.
What the editing process for this entire movie, including audio, video, VFX, whatever it is, how long, like, was it a process of like doing a couple hours a day, or was it like grinding like days on end, like without stopping? Like, what was the process like for you?
days on end.
Days on
Wow.
end.
Because I don't believe in like just I work on it and I'll get back to it and like if I feel like it.
Mhm.
I just-
Mhm.
I needed to keep going, and I would I would spend maybe almost 12 hours because
Wow.
it took there were a lot of scenes. And definitely a lot of audio fixing and tweaking, and I'm not too big on visual effects, so I think the only scenes that I went full out VFX, which took maybe almost a week or so because I'm not too experienced, was Bella's hand
Mhm.
and and Fea's fairy trail in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool.
They both looked awesome. And also the like the little, you had kind of a teaser that you posted on Instagram. I think it was maybe it was the 10-day one, and then you had all those clips that followed right after with like an audio and an edit, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I
Like
know.
that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, his mind just went crazy. Here we go. Like
In 10 days.
right.
that
No, I was like, it's gonna be good because you put so much like work into it, and like your ideas are so complex that it's like the addition to it was like really awesome to get to see the final product.
And you'd be surprised how like I told myself to not reveal the best parts, especially like the ending and everything. Just I try to keep that separate. So you notice that like obviously Yuri and Iris's battle was like really cool, but you notice that I didn't add or even a single sneak peek of that. Just
Yeah.
that like
Mhm.
hyping. Brand new whip, just hopped in.
And it still looks cool, so kudos to you.
Brand new whip just hopped in.
Hopped in.
Yeah.
Got options.
Oh, are we gonna talk about the interviews afterward?
Oh yeah. Oh, if you want.
Those are really good. Those are funny.
Yeah, the whole marketing was wonderful. Great job. And really, you're piggyback on what you were saying earlier, it's like you could see the time and effort you put in. You could tell you put in the work, you could tell you worked hard. I'm without a doubt. And then each time you watch the film, you can pick up on hidden things that maybe you didn't notice before, or
like little nuances.
that are layered and have depth to them that were more complex than just a movie. This was a film.
Yeah, and I will say that the film was actually finished, I would say 3 weeks before I released it. But you can just imagine how many hours I had to rewatch it over and over again. Just
You're traumatized.
You're gonna pre-fruit it. Proofread it. Oh my goodness.
Pre-fruit it.
Pre-fruit it.
Because
got it.
I remember that I was watching right before Yuri does her dialogue, but it's like, my sister was more into elements than I was. And then Stephanie says her line, and then out of nowhere, I hear this echo, weird like reverb voice from Neil. I was like, what was that? I'm like, all right, I gotta go fix that and see like what was that. I was like, oh, I accidentally added studio audio to it.
Just casually hear her voice, you know.
Brayden just doing accidental voiceovers in the middle of the film.
Right.
It's really quiet in this moment. You just hear.
Now, actually, I did do a voiceover in the film, but no one would have noticed. There was a scene. So in the scene where Bella gives Bruce the berries, and she asks him, "How is it?" And I do a little,
Oh, good.
That was you?
That's good.
Snaps.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Hey.
And then
Professional Foley artist in the house.
Yeah.
Yo. Speaking of voices, I love when the surprise of the voice after he drinks it, and then they're laughing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What a great scene, and what a great contrast. A happy, joyous contrast. Then all of a sudden, cut to Stephanie waking up. Oh my gosh! Maybe I should be using a character's name like that. You know what I mean? That was just so beautiful. I just love that too. The juxtaposition of those two scenes, and then I just like the innocence at the beginning before you really know the whole story, and that there's a surprise at the end, and this that you didn't even pick up on. I noticed, Brayden, the whole time you kind of, especially with marketing, like, I don't want to ruin any spoilers. I don't know. This is but you're not sure who the real villain is until you see the movie, and you didn't really until halfway through the movie, and then you realize, I was like, wow. And the iron at the end with the blood.
Yeah.
Shit. Excuse me.
No, we're doing spoilers. It's spoiler.
Oh, thank you.
It's spoiler. You can say whatever you want.
Right?
Spoiler.
Yeah.
We warned him. We warned him.
Good thing Iris was a good student, or Feo would have killed them all. In some.
Yes.
She listed in biology class, y'all. So go to
She
school
sure
and you can kill fairies too.
Thank you for encouraging me. That was motivating.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
Go to
Believe
class.
in yourself.
Yes.
Just be built different, and you'll do it. You know.
The lesson is to stay in school, and that's it.
That's the lesson.
That's why we made the whole movie, obviously.
No,
It's
the
an
whole
education propaganda piece.
it is. It's a propaganda not to do. It's not to do drugs because obviously everyone.
Oh yeah, that was a real bad trick we were having.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Everything they experienced was all DMT. They're getting on acid, and they're just all these fairies are popping up. You know, quote unquote.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it too because we were high. So like when Bruce and Reggie first see the glowing light, it's like, okay, are they just on like a really vivid acid trip right now, or is this like you don't know if it's real? Honestly, the whole thing could have been like a bad trip. Who knows?
That's what I was thinking too. Is like when I first originally read the script for it when he sent it, I was like, it doesn't clarify whether or not they're still just like tripping. Like what?
Yeah. I'm going to
It's supposed
assume
to
it
be a
actually
mystery.
happened, but you know.
Mystery.
It's
The
supposed to be a
mystery. Right.
Yeah.
Mystery. That's me.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Wow,
That
gee.
makes
I kind
sense.
of like the aspect. Of
That's
the
smart because it
free-thinking
makes
behind it.
the more mysteries, the more the audience are going to want to watch your films. That's just plain and
Right.
simple.
Yeah. What
Yes.
is the attention grabber, y'all? Like
Totally. And it's rewatchable. I don't know how you do that, but it's super rewatchable. And I don't know how, but it's still suspenseful each time you watch it. And that is the same thing that happened with me and Kubrick and The Shining. Like, no matter how many times, somehow it's still suspenseful, even though you know what's going to happen. And that must have to do with your camera work, Wesley, and Braden, the direction, and just how you really, it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? Encompassing and captivating.
Mhm.
I don't know how you score rewatchability, but you've really done that as well.
I listen, I don't take credit for any of this. This was all Braden's work. Braden told me what to shoot and I just did it. That's all Braden. I didn't do any of that. He just told me where to shoot. Yeah.
I know we did have a lot of different crew members doing camera at different points. Like
It was
Andrea did
me,
it a lot too.
It was me, Andrea, and Josh, I think.
And
Mhm.
Kevin.
Y'all nailed it.
Yeah,
Everyone did A+ job. Gotta
Thank
say,
you.
you guys are great to work with. The lighting looks so good, even though you only had the 2 LEDs. But I love
Honestly,
the
yeah, I was
colored
very
lighting in like the fairy house.
That was so cool. You could switch it with like a
Yeah.
different,
That
like
aesthetic.
with the flip of a switch on your phone. You could switch the color of the light. That was such a cool little.
It really was.
really good.
I agree.
And actually, one more thing I need to mention. That just reminded me how we moved the lights to different shades, like slightly different tinted shades of white, to like sort of match the fairies' colors. That's what I love so much about the lighting about that film.
Yeah, we definitely did that, and we're like, okay, I'm not sure it was you. I think it was the other Josh. I was like, Josh, pick 2 colors. And
No, that was me. Yeah.
Was it you? All right, yes, I told
Yeah.
you pick 2 colors, green and purple. Bam.
Right.
That's how we did it. And I guess like as you watch the film, you notice that the colors
Yes.
are, at least in the room when we do the fairy scenes, it's not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think that it could have been the same, but I think it was just a creative choice, especially when Reggie comes back and finds out the truth. You get that red and blue in the room, and it's like, oh gosh, here we go. Everybody, buckle your seatbelts. We're in for a ride.
All right.
Yeah, and fun fact, if you guys didn't know, Jonathan's house is also Faye's house.
Yep.
We filmed those scenes at the same location. So
Yeah. There was no one. I think the hardest location to find was a cabin, but I think it worked out. We just had to frame it where we're not seeing anything that's familiar to Faye's house.
yeah, I mean, you guys had like
Totally
different
worked.
furniture and different shots, so you couldn't even really tell. But
Yeah.
now you'll know that I told you, and you'll watch it and be like, wait, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
So
It's the same wall. Yeah.
same white wall. Who would have thought?
It's all continuity if you're going in the same house. It's just all continuity.
Continuity. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Yeah, that was a long question. I don't know which one we were talking about.
Yeah.
What was the question?
A lot of tangents.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the question.
The last one, it was the sequel. That was the question.
Oh,
Anyway,
Well, anyways, next question. Someone asked which character's death was emotional.
I think Bella's was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
And Bruce's probably too.
oh man. Yeah. Bruce's was definitely emotional, and it wasn't planned. Originally, in the original script, it was like a happy ending. Like I end up rescuing Reggie and Bruce, and we all kind of like walk off into the sunset together, like making jokes about how Bruce got duped, and Reggie's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to military school, and it was like a good happy ending. But the day before we shot that, Stu happened to twist his ankle, so he couldn't make it. So literally that whole scene with me and Ellis like crying over his body, we didn't know that was coming until we got to set. But at least for me, like the emotion happened in the moment, and I thought it was like really touching. Yeah. And Ellis like made up this poem on the fly, and I was just like, oh man, I felt like I was literally grieving for someone. So
yeah, I agree. It definitely, that scene was that actually really changed like a lot of the ending. How he was just
That's great.
I just thought of something really funny. I just thought of something so stupid. It's so fucked up. I don't even know if I want to say it. Am I allowed to curse on this podcast?
Well, you already did.
Yeah, you know what? I did.
You already did
already.
it.
I did. Whatever. I did. I just thought of the stupidest metaphor. So Bruce dying is like he's on clouds on the clouds. If you think about it. Because he's Yeah, it was just kind of a metaphor I thought about. It was stupid.
Yeah, now
Well-
everyone on Facebook can see your beautiful metaphor, Wesley. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Going
you.
down in
Aw.
history.
I'll be here all week.
That it's pretty awesome though in a film when I'm glad that happened. Well, not glad that he hurt himself, but I didn't know that change happened, because that really does impact like the ending. It's good when a lead character passes, or when you don't have just 100% happy ending. I prefer it. It's better.
Yeah, and then
All the best movies,
Look, I love Disney and all. I love Disney, but every single ending is the exact same. I mean, it's nice to see a happy ending. It's nice to see everyone's it's happy, everyone lived, but realistically, that most situations and in most movies, that's not going to happen. So either the main villain's going to die, and one of the biggest characters are going to die, or the lead main character is going to die, and that's what makes
in
it.
all the best movies, like all the really great films, that's happening. I was getting
When
those
you know that,
Hereditary
like,
vibes.
Right. When when the storyline and the characters are going to come out of a particular film with a completely lasting change, like a death like that,
Right.
like it's easier to follow along and be like, wow, this could be like an actual real life situation. Obviously not the fairies and stuff or whatever, but
Yeah,
the exact storyline. But you know what I mean? Like to relate to something that could happen to you in real life, I think like that's more impacting than like, oh, everything's okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the realism that change added.
Yes.
I showed up to
Yep.
set like expecting just to do some fight scenes and then like have some quippy dialogue and walk off, but
Right.
I think it was all improv. This take that was used, I think, was
And
the first take we shot.
And it brought
Me
you
and
back
Ellis.
to reality within that.
Yeah, so it was I was channeling my real emotions there, my frustration with the long hot day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all was meant to be, and all worked.
yeah.
And
I do like it how it added other layers to the story. And I think if we have a sequel now, I think Iris is still gonna feel like really guilty and just be traumatized by that whole experience.
yeah,
Or she'd like hide her pain and like turn all psycho like Yuri, who knows?
Oh my gosh, we can be even better friends.
join me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Join me.
Imagine.
Yeah, but Mike, I do want to
Imagine.
say, going off of that the scene with when Ellis and Stuart were sitting down and gazing on the fairies. Stuart actually wasn't there. We had a
Wondering.
Yeah.
we had to frame it.
Pulled it off. You couldn't tell.
So like we had to frame it where it can be consistent. And I mean, obviously like I had a plan in mind, but Stuart was, he was at a hockey game.
Good flexibility. Good job on the fly. You really thought of the solution, because you can't tell. Period.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really cool to be able to just pick up like what's happening, like circumstance wise, and then be able to like flip it. Because same thing with like the fight scene, like we like filmed and then the sun went down, and so we had to have like a reshoot day. So like we kind of had to like, it was like a few weeks in between us doing those two things, so we kind of had to just like adjust right when we got there into the thing again. So it's the same thing, like you being able to adjust everything so fast was like pretty incredible, and to make it such a huge like scene, even though it came out of like something you didn't expect.
Yeah.
And the framing's very unique, like that. Even the fact that, I mean, I don't know if this was accidental, but because you had to do that, it's a way I've never seen a conversation framed in a film, and because of that, brought it to a new place. It's unique.
Definitely.
I was like, wow, what a cool way to film a conversation.
It kind of
So
shows
it's
how like the separation between Bruce and Reggie is happening because they're not on screen together.
Yeah.
That split screen kind of thing. So I think it ended up working in your favor, Braden. So
very meta.
Thank you,
meta.
Stu, for injuring yourself, I guess. You klutz more often?
Oh, Stu.
And it's funny because like I think his team won for the hockey team, and he literally jumped up saying yes, and then snap.
Yeah, literally rolled his ankle.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's a good thing he didn't have to do any fight scenes.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't even jump properly.
Nope. Notice in the garden at the greenhouse scene, he was limping. So
I didn't even notice either.
yeah, but slightly. But I'm glad that he pulled through and we were able to adjust quickly. Like literally, I think during our lunch break on that day, me and Andrea, and I think some of the crew was like, all right, we need to figure out how we're gonna make this make sense with this. And we gotta obviously change some scenes, get rid of some scenes, add some new scenes, and obviously add a little bit of improv in there. And I think we were able to clean up, I think. Really good. So all good. All right, next question. Okay, somebody's asking, how tall is the character Reggie? Seriously.
He's a tall guy.
Is he 6
He
foot?
is. He's no.
He's like
He's 6'4". I'm
Yeah.
6'2". He's 6'4". He's a
He's
tall dude.
6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Yeah,
he has
I'm
to be.
5'2", so
Oh gosh, please shrink.
I look so tiny next to him. Does not help my height
You look so
complex.
short. I think
That's
all
so
of us look
funny.
pretty short next to him,
Yes, I mean he's 6'4".
especially the cast.
For all the poster images I remember, and like even in some shots, Brayden up to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, can you slouch down more? Because he just his
Literally.
face would be out of frame because
Brayden
he's so
was-
tall. Even next to
We'd have
Stu,
to-
he
we'd
was
have to-
so tall.
We'd have to reshoot shots just because he was that tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one when he faints or whatever because Faye is like, all right, drag him like so that we could tie him up and stuff. That's that particular frame where Bella and Yuri are standing behind him like this, like we were in a triangle. That was so hard to get to like both of us seen in the camera. Like that took at least like 15 minutes to set up
Yeah.
because we couldn't figure out how far close or back to get for him to be in the frame when he fell because we were so short.
And like we tried different like falling attempts and like some didn't work because he was too tall.
You have to zoom out. You have to zoom out to catch his whole body. Oh,
He was
my
like,
goodness.
trust fall, catch back, and it's like, but he's already on the ground at that point. Like what?
Yeah, like he was like your guys' like height when he like on his knees, like wow.
Yes.
We gotta figure
It
that
was
out.
pretty
Oh
terrible.
yeah, he fell
It
on
was
his
fun.
knees and he was
I was like, how are we gonna fix this? Like, so I think I had him like kind of squat down like really low, and oh my God, it was ridiculous, but it was fun. Like we figured
Made it work.
Made it work.
There was parts. Well, I happened to be a little bit shorter than him, but I had the blessing of being able to stand behind him when we were filming. There was a part when we were inside Andrea's house doing that one scene where it was a confrontation between Reggie and the fairies. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
We were in her house filming the scene. I happened to be like a little bit shorter, so I had to like go like a little bit over. But then I had to walk back a little bit because I would be right on his shoulder.
Right?
You know?
Oh yeah, I remember that. The
Yeah,
scene where
yeah.
you were filming him from behind.
Yep. And then I had to
Walking in.
film his butt for like 3 minutes. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He wanted to pull the knife out of his pocket. And I was like, this is kind of interesting.
This is his
Oh.
butt.
yeah. Ellis had some trouble pulling that knife
That
out.
knife
but
out.
No,
Yeah.
I mentioned
it
I mentioned to
happened
Brayden.
eventually.
I mentioned to Brayden. I said, I don't know if this might be a different kind of film that we're filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, so-
Okay, I have to say that particular scene, when with the lighting and the way that it's filmed, when she catches his hand and then brings it down, and then she says, you're not a very good listener, right? You don't seem to be a good listener, do you? That particular scene, I think when I thought of it, I was like, okay, cool. Like Faye is gonna kind of be like, a little bit more badass. But at the same time, I didn't expect it to be that like influential with the whole scene. The way that it was filmed, like up looking at her, like she was just dead on that. I think it was just crazy the way that she like handled that situation, because you see her as a leader type, but you don't really see the aggressive side of her until like that exact moment. You're like, oh man, I'm in trouble. Like I just that particular scene is stuck in my head on repeat, like so bad.
I actually had a fun time doing that scene, and it mainly had to do with the music because once you cut to her kind of like going downward, you get that cinematic boom noise, and you'll hear it. It's like bong, like oh shoot, and like and it's angled where like she's now in power because like in a way because that she feels she's overpowering the camera as it's going down. So it's like, oh shoot, this is now turning into something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know when that click hits. That's yeah.
Bong, bong. boom. Actually, whoosh. Like, yeah, whoosh.
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 All right, next question. I think we've. All right. Someone asked.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure if I said this. I mean, some questions may be like repetitive, but someone asked, what were the people's reactions in the neighborhood?
Oh, the one we were filming in?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, people getting their mail, driving by to get their mail at the end of the You can wait.
Yeah.
You can wait. Do you see I'm on the ground right now?
Mhm.
I'm I'm just kidding. I'm playing.
Yeah,
But I think it was cool to see all the kids try to like they were basically like stalking us, trying to like, replicate what was happening. It was really cool though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hard part though was that whole fight scene was filmed in the middle of a road in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it was like a 12-hour day, like full day shoot. So every time a car would come, we'd have to cut. And the light was changing.
Reset the whole
So yeah, and then there'd be kids like coming out of their house, coming home from school, going to the pool, people getting their mail, and it'd be like, okay, cut. But
I will never forget the kids, those damn little they think they're ghetto, but they're not. Like those little punk ass kids. Like because
You sound like an old man when you say that. Those punk ass
kids.
Man, those kids, get off my lawn. All right. So, okay, so because not only were they imitating us, they were kind of getting a peek at all the girls, cleavage and stuff, and it was and we had to. Obviously, we didn't show it. We had to cover it and make sure Sarah and definitely Ariel, since they were in corsets, not to turn in that direction because they were like, "Ooh."
They are so down bad.
Yeah, and they even asked us
because every single time I threw a kick, it was like, "Whoa, she's slipping down." Like every single time.
I remember.
I can't tell you how many times we did the kick because every single time it was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm literally falling everywhere."
I know we even had like a code word, me and Sarah. So
we
it's
had
like
a code
they
word,
did start slipping. Like she'd say it, and I'd be like, block her from all this.
And they even the kids actually even asked us what we were doing. We're like, oh, we're making a movie. Oh, cool. What's it called? Working title. What? It's not we're still working on title. Like, oh, cool. Can we be in it?
Oh yeah, everyone wanted to be in it. I remember that. It's like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry kids, but when you get older.
You'll probably always remember it though. There could be that one kid in there that was like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my whole life, and then wanted to do it one day, which I think that was kind of cool, knowing that the kids were watching like that. Like,
yes,
maybe
inspired, you may have created it right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I even remember on our reshoot day when it was time for the gouging of the eyes, the pool was packed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know, we were stationed under a pavilion, and a lot of people were at the pool. And I remember that Michelle was ready for Sarah to go on set, and so like we literally had to walk Sarah because she couldn't see. Well, kind of see, but couldn't really see
vaguely.
And like everyone at the pool was just staring. Everybody, it was like it was packed. Everyone's just staring at us. Just okay.
That's awesome.
Come this way.
That's like that's like an honor. That's like big time.
Yeah.
It was cool because then like, if their parents were to explain to them what was happening, like, oh, that's FX makeup. They're like, whoa, I can make someone look like that without them actually being hurt.
Mm.
So once
inspiring.
Again, kind of like inspiration thing. I think that was honestly, I think it was a little difficult to film there because of all the things that we had to jump back and forth with the people who obviously live there. Like, we want to be respectful of them, but at the same time, using their space kind of came to be like a cooler experience in the whole like inspiring others to kind of look into the creative side of things. So I think that was really cool.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Very fun. And Yeah, it was definitely fun. We didn't really have any issues with the people, or at least the neighbors that we were shooting from their house. They were
Oh no,
oh
no.
no,
Yeah, they were
cool.
surprisingly cool with it.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
cool, my house is in a movie.
Cool, people are fighting out in front of my house. Hey!
and I'm gonna be honest. I got nervous when we had to curse at certain lines, especially when there's like little
Oh,
kids
yeah.
around. And I kid you not, Ariel will actually remember this because me and her started laughing. But speaking of when the street that we were shooting on, there was a mail, or that was like the mail section down the road, which was not that far from where we were shooting.
Yeah.
So cars would be coming in and out, coming to get their mail. And I kid you not, this one girl in this car, so obviously we let this car pass, and she gave not just me, but everybody like the weirdest look. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
it is pretty strange to see a demon fairy and a bloody female fighting in the middle of the neighborhood. like,
like
I don't know.
I mean, it's not Halloween, not yet.
Not
No.
yet, yeah.
We're
Like
not
we're
in-
just
Perfect
preparing
precursor.
like half the way through the year.
Castaways.
We're preparing.
We are castaways. I'm sorry.
Right.
I had to.
Ahoy, we are castaways.
Castaways.
Damn it, Wesley. It's in my head.
I'm sorry.
Castaways. We are
Where'd
castaways.
you- How did you even think of that? We weren't even okay.
Oh, because I heard someone say. I swear I heard someone say castaway.
No.
So I.
I said half the way.
Oh. All right.
The way.
All right.
We are half
Halfway. we.
This is the musical
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Oh, we should. I'm
That
down.
would be-
Okay, yeah,
Sounds
Bruce
fun.
could be not Bruce,
Yeah.
Reggie, Bruce could be
Ellis can write the raps for it.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and Bruce could
It'd be a
become
rap musical like
Teen Wolf.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Hamilton
Hamilton.
rap musical.
Hamilton. We're
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Can you imagine Yuri singing like, okay, here I am singing about death.
I think she can do
I mean,
it.
you are the fairy of silence, so you probably wouldn't. You'd be like, no, I'm not doing
Right,
that.
like I'd be beatboxing.
It's all
right?
your verses
I'm
would just
sick.
be you staring dead into camera.
It's a dead
Yeah,
man.
right.
Oh.
Are you done? Yeah, I'm done. Or I was like, wait, hold on, it's the best part. Oh,
Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful.
oh, perfect. All right, next question.
All right.
All right, so this is kind of a me question, kind of. Someone asked, is there a film idea that your fans are excited about that is still under development?
Wesley.
Is there?
All right, Wesley. All
Yeah,
right.
there is. There is.
Right.
Not gonna name any names.
Oh,
All right, so
Brayden, answer the question.
What is
Yeah,
happening?
go ahead, Brady. Go ahead. We're waiting for you. Good.
I'm sad to say. No.
No.
So, Quiet Neptune. Let's talk about actually.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Before I say what I gotta say, someone did
Yeah.
ask this question, but I'm gonna add it in so it leads into where it is. So, be honest. Someone asked, is Quiet Neptune is it gonna be overpassed by Elmersville? Because I know that a lot of you guys liked Elmersville or watched Elmersville before we worked on Elmer. Oh, sorry. You
Quiet
guys watched
Neptune.
Quiet
Yeah.
Neptune, and you guys really
We'll
liked.
combine the universes.
So
Find them.
someone asked,
That'd be pretty cool.
so what do you think? Did Elmersville surpass Quiet Neptune, or is it more kind of
In
in the middle, the same?
you mean as in like production quality or like the general film? What do you mean by that?
Just
Overall, you know what? For a while, I thought Quiet Neptune was the best, but I know it's Elmersville was just overall better, in my opinion. I think,
your opinion?
because everything was although I'm biased, so of course I'm saying this, but Quiet Neptune was well done. Story writing was great. It was a very dark story, but it was very fun to be in, as well as Elmersville. But just the overall, I don't even know how you meant. I know how you managed to do it, but it's just crazy the fact that it was 55 minutes long, Elmersville itself. And how, like I said, how articulate every little tiny shot was. Every shot had meaning to it. With Quiet Neptune, I just knew that it was like I knew the definition of each shot meant something in Quiet Neptune, but Elmersville was just so much more vibrant. That's the only way I know how to describe it in words that I can think of. But I just think overall, out of all the films I've done, I feel like Elmersville was the best one I've been in so far.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool to expect that though. Like you did Quiet Neptune and then it moved into Elmersville. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing that you could see growth, you know what I mean? Like I think Quiet Neptune was spectacular. It was fantastic. But I also think like to be able to see the growth between the two is really awesome. So if you were to like revisit it, you know what I mean? Like it would be cool to even expect more out of, what you've already seen based on that concept.
Exactly. There's a lot of directors I've worked with when it comes to films. I recently just did a Star Wars film, and production was oh yeah.
I'm so glad that went well.
No, it wasn't my film necessarily. It was my friend's film that he did. I'm still writing my script for mine, but
Oh right.
Oh yeah, I am. It's I can't spoil a whole lot, but I'm looking to cast for it soon. So then look out for that.
You have an Instagram, correct?
Yes, I do. It's in the group chat, I think. But whoever's on Facebook Live, whoever is watching this, my name is Wesley. My Instagram is Wesley. I think it's Wesley P. I think Wesley. No, it's Wes Parlier. Sorry.
Get that exposed.
Dude, if you're gonna like shamelessly plug yourself, you gotta know your Instagram handle.
Sorry, yeah, it's Wes. It's Wes. Thank you, Stephanie. My Instagram is Wes Parlier. I'll be putting updates on there for as well as another film that I'm writing. I'm writing two at the same time. It's crazy. That one's about a family trying to keep their family from the government from killing them. It's a whole thing. But with that one, I played a villain in a Star Wars film, which is fun. But the production was by someone who hasn't really been doing editing for a long time, so it wasn't really the high quality. But Braden has been doing this for years now.
Cool.
Braden's been putting in the work, and I say that with 100% integrity and respect, Braden, to your work that I've been involved in several films that you've done. You put 150% into everything you do, which is why I appreciate being a part of every single. I try to be a part of every single production that you do, but yeah, I sound like I'm trying to like suck up to you or like overpraise you. I genuinely do mean you put everything into all your work. So thank you for all you've done for everyone here.
Yeah, seriously, I agree. Thank you.
You're still in school too, right, Braden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, how do you find the time for all these side projects?
Yeah, how do you do it?
Genuinely, I'm curious.
That's passion.
I feel like
that's what I was thinking.
I feel like you have to pee in a bottle under your desk or something because like
you don't get up.
You don't leave your desk. You don't get up. You grind, man.
Okay, so I will answer that question because someone did ask something about that, but I'm gonna answer the Quiet Neptune one that you've been waiting for. All right.
Go for it. Yeah, go. Ooh, I like this.
So for those of you who are watching, which you are, I think. I don't know. My screen doesn't tell who's watching or not, and I know that it's live, but I hope you're watching. So those of you who know, I think a year ago, I announced that I talked with the crew and that we're going to do a prequel for Quiet Neptune. And there hasn't been any updates as regarding what's the title, what's about, but I'm going to officially announce the official title for this prequel and a little snippet of what direction we're going for. So drum roll, please. So the official title for the prequel is called The Plant.
Ooh. I like this.
And this is going to be a standalone story. So we're not going to get any of our returning actors from Quiet Neptune, so sadly.
It's a completely new set of actors and characters, I assume, or
a whole new set of actors and characters take place 3 years before the events of Quiet Neptune occurring. And we have our we have two main characters named Jack and Emma, and they are volunteering for a blood organization called the Sacred Seed to get some voluntary hours for school. But little do they know that it's being run by vampires.
Oh,
smart.
Okay, that's cool.
And there is a lot more characters, but under wraps. Sorry,
Under wraps. All right.
under wraps. So
Well, I'm excited to see where you take that one, based on, like I said before, based on what you've done from Quiet Neptune to Elmersville. So that'll be really cool.
and I would say
Yeah.
this one will probably be more scary. Yeah,
Oh,
more scary.
Love me some horror.
yes, we do.
Yes.
Oh, we do.
Now there is a person from the original who's going to be returning.
Okay.
The Man in Black.
Oh, wait. Does that mean Brayden? Does that mean technically? Because well, I don't want to. Are we spoiling things? I don't want to over spoil things. Brayden played the Man in Black in Quiet Neptune.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did. I played the Man in
He
Black.
did. It was supposed to be another
So-
person that we knew from school, but yeah, Brayden took over for
The
that.
man, the myth, the legend is going to be in it,
Of course.
as you were Elmersville.
Yeah, you should be. You're going to hopefully be in every one of your films. I love that.
I have to make a cameo. Stanley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making a cameo. But yes, this story, it's gonna be interesting. I know that so right now it's still under development. It's not quite ready, but I felt, today's the day that you guys should know that it's called The Plants, and it's gonna be the prequel for Quiet Neptune. And stay tuned, because pretty soon we're gonna be looking for a cast very soon.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also one more thing that I want to mention, but it's not confirmed. But I was talking with Ella Lemaster, for you guys who
Ooh,
know.
Ella.
Mhm.
Ella's
Deep
good.
Spirit. Yeah, Dima, Fairy of Sweets.
Yeah.
She and he been talking that we may do a sequel for Quiet Neptune.
Okay.
And
Cool.
we also have a title for that one as well.
Ooh.
You need another drum roll?
Yeah, drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll.
The sequel is gonna be called Jackie.
Ooh.
And it's gonna take place
Ooh.
right after the ending of Quiet Neptune.
Oh,
Cool.
dang it.
It's gonna pick up.
I'm dead.
Yeah, sorry, Wes. Sorry, Wes. But
Yeah.
hey, camera, right? You can help out, right?
I mentioned there's a continuing motif of me dying in every film I've been in. I don't know why that is, but I'm dead.
I think he dies in the date, I think. So sorry.
Yeah, I do. I get stabbed in that one. Yeah.
You gotta have a gimmick.
At least you go out all bloody and cool looking.
Yeah, that's really awesome
True.
looking.
You go
Yeah,
out and
brutally.
stop.
Not peacefully, but like just slaughtered.
More impactful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do want to mention some other projects, but there's another question pertaining that. So I'm gonna say that for last because I know
Okay.
you're gonna be intrigued. Let me see. All right, next question. All right. Why did you not have the fairies have wings? Someone asked. I think for me, that was a question that we had when we were making this film, because fairies have wings, right? Self-explanatory. But we were asked, if someone's asking, oh, we should CGI the wings or we should have them on. And I think for this film, we did not do any green screen. No green screen.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, we could have done it, but I think it was just a creative choice that without no green screen. And actually,
It saved you a lot of time if you were to do a green screen. It saved you a lot of time from a lot more editing, probably.
true.
Yeah.
But
I think when you explained it originally, at least to me and a few of the other fairies, you were saying how because technically from their world she had wings to our world. In our world, we don't need it.
Mm.
So what you were saying was, in a human realm, obviously we're trying to be inconspicuous. We're trying to, kind of zero in on people that we can take, right? And we
So-
want to kind of seem delicate and light and flowy, right? But like in our town, there's no purpose for us to have wings. We don't need to fly anywhere. So I think that kind of introduces itself within the film too. Like, oh, we're just like you, but we're not a part of your world.
You're more of like than fairies. I feel like it should be defined more as like misties, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because they're just more like
not
creatures.
pygmies.
Oh yeah, pygmy. That's a good one, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike, you've been saying that like with Iris. Just oh gosh.
Yeah.
Fairies, not pixies.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
scene was so fun.
But then I also
yeah.
thought about like just overall, like especially with Yuria and Iris's scene, like are you gonna have them roll around with their wings on or something
That's
like
what I was gonna say.
Yeah. It would have been a lot harder to fight you with wings, just saying.
Right, you would have lost.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah. Because you could easily block, whoosh.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
into
like
that
the-
stuff though. You
The
know,
shield.
Yuri is not into that. Yuri is
no
into
elementals.
the hand.
Yuria
No.
no, she's more with
No.
strength, physical endurance.
Yuri is brute.
Oh yeah. Boom, boom. Firepower.
Boom.
Firepower.
Firepower. All right, next question. Okay, so someone asked, just curious, why was Bruce the first to die? He was my favorite character.
Oh.
I think you kind of answered that. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
that's maybe exactly why he killed him.
Yeah, like everyone says,
Yeah.
it wasn't intended to happen, but his absence had to change a lot of the story, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
really
it kind of
worked.
creates, right. It kind of creates the image that, you know, like when you're not cautious about things, it's almost like the
Mhm.
curiosity killed the cat, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
I think
Like
it
a
was,
warning,
I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't supposed to happen, but that's kind of what I got, the vibes that I got from it, because he did die so fast.
Yeah, his actions had consequences.
Right, exactly. Like
Mm.
not listening to the people who are cautious about things and whatnot. And
especially his friends, right?
right, exactly.
Going back where it's like going back to where we kind of split Reggie and Bruce, where it's like they see two sides of the spectrum in their own
Mm.
ways.
Another metaphor for that shot. Look at that.
Mhm. Man,
A plus. A plus.
yes, thank you. A plus, pat on the back. All right, what's next? Let's see. All right. Oops.
Ooh, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? All right.
Yeah. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Oh my god.
Mm.
Does it make sound? Can you make more than one tone with it?
You can.
Okay, it's an
Um,
instrument.
okay. Thank you. Thank you
You're
for confirming. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just hear it from Wesley all the time. It's like, oh
Yeah. And I have to get in every little interview or podcast that we do. I always ask that question.
even on
Tradition.
set, you would ask me,
Yeah.
Is an instrument. Actually, guys, when we actually post this, send me back. What is mayonnaise actually an instrument? Get the right answer, you'll get
Yeah,
it.
let's hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Shut up, Wes, once and for all.
Yeah.
Answer his burning
Wow.
questions.
Oh my god. Wow. I feel hurt now. I thought it was
No, that's from all those that's what she said on set.
okay. Those are funny. You have to admit that was funny.
It
That
wasn't
was funny.
first. At
Yeah.
first.
But there was a lot of instances where it just made sense to say it because there'd be like if Braden was talking about like, oh, can we put this thing from the set in one different part of the house or whatever, or wherever we were filming, and like, would this thing fit over here, and would that fit in there? And I'd have to like say that's what she said, and it just made sense.
Yes,
there's
you
a lot
had
of
to.
situations I had to. You can't surpass that.
Explaining of it is even better. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't miss that.
My baby!
Yes, it
You
is.
still have her?
Yes, guys, this is the water gun.
Oh,
That's the
Oh my
one. You
gosh.
should keep
we
it
we should have all
for a
signed
museum
it.
one day.
we
Oh,
should
that's
have.
true. Okay, how about this?
Dang.
When we have our reunion, whatever that day.
When is that
out-
gonna be? Well, who said that? Well, that's
That was
crazy.
you. Actually, when we talk, yeah. So I think after we can talk about it, but yes, we need to
Yeah. We have to sign it.
sign it all over.
Mhm.
I could see it in a display case one day, like early or Braden
Shadow
Palmer,
box.
early work.
Yeah.
And it's
Braden
like
Palmer.
you're going through the work of Braden Palmer, and you see it in a curio case, and it's lit, and you hear the music from it, and you're like,
Yeah.
this. We can,
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Let's see. All right, next question. And this one, we have to take turns on this so that everyone gets their say. Someone asked, which which section of the film has the best score and why?
Are we going in order? I love the actually I'm probably biased because I from the get-go I really freaking love the whole score. I've never seen a movie, especially a short film, with such a amount of amazing music. I don't know how you got all that music, but you really
Copyright. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
You put it together really well, and thank goodness you had all that music in back of people's dialogue, and just the layering, sophistication was knocked up by a whole bunch. So throughout, especially right when we awakened to Elmersville, the sounds, the outside, the woodpecker, the stillness of that shot.
The true
Just-
star.
Honestly, the
so
beginning was
much.
really cool. The way that you set the tone of the movie almost.
My sister said that too. She loved that part.
Yeah. The shift in music and the like coloring of it
Coloring.
Yes.
combined, it was really powerful. Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Really though, yeah.
Yeah.
Good vibes like that.
I think you even did that in the promo too. I picked it up, like each countdown and then like the release. Your colors got more Elmersville. Sneaky you.
The same thing I was mentioning earlier too. The music behind the previews that you did was like fantastic. And the trailer too.
Yeah.
I was so pleasantly surprised with all of the, just like everything that added up so well together. It's hard to like imagine it in your head when you're filming it, like when you're just like a part of it. But then like actually getting to see it come together was like just so different. It was cool.
Even like the trailer, I liked how actually the first thing I edited was actually how it ended, because I just liked how it was. And you hear Johnson like, listen, like you're on your own for this.
Mhm.
Yuri, Bella, and then lastly Faye, and he's like, you ready? Bam.
Oh,
You ready?
So good.
But for me, actually not for me, but I hear from a lot of people who've watched Elmersville, and I guess their favorite section, as far as like that they love the music, was the greenhouse scene.
honestly, I was gonna say that music as well. I really like that too.
Me too.
I'm just upset I wasn't at that location because I would have bought so many plants.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Sarah, did you
I
ever
bought
get that plant you wanted?
Which
Were
one?
you gonna go back for that plant they were like taking cuttings from?
Oh no, I didn't go back for that one.
Oh, I'm glad I
wanna go back
reminded you.
Thank you. I appreciate
We
it.
need to
actually.
road trip there very
Right.
soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
they had a lot of farm animals. It was really fun.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, yeah, all of those chickens. They're like, get up, hello.
Bok bok.
All those chickens. I say that once a day. All those chickens.
And I also kind of liked because a good portion of the film it's very orchestrated in a way, like a lot of strings, a lot of violins, cellos, and even when we got to when Iris is about to encounter the fairies for the first time, you hear rock and roll, which was like,
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. That part was so cool. I
Yeah.
loved the way that the music kind of
Right.
faded out as if I didn't even realize, this is gonna sound so dumb of me, but I didn't even realize she was wearing headphones when we were filming.
oh, yeah?
That worked really
Oh
well.
man,
For
Cool.
some reason,
Yeah.
I noticed and I just never asked.
they were bright white though. Like, how did you not?
Like, no, I saw
It's
them.
all-
Like, nothing in my
okay.
brain that day because I was so tired. Nothing in that brain that day was like why? Like, what? Is she okay? And then I realized when I watched the film, I was like, oh, this is her power music. Like,
Oh yeah, I was jamming.
Duh.
I wish I was actually jamming. I couldn't actually listen to music, so because
Couldn't
otherwise I
tell.
wouldn't be able to hear what was going on. So,
I would have sent it to
Great
you.
acting. Good job.
but
And I don't know why, but like when like we got to the part where like Yuri kind of like wagers what I think like her way of like kind of just playing by her rules. I don't know why, but like that like music gave me chills for some reason.
Mm.
And you're like, interesting question.
Yeah.
Really?
That
Really
part
great score.
was so fun. That part was so fun.
Yeah.
And all of those great films have the large orchestral music throughout. So it
Like,
just
like a John
once
Williams
again
type.
elevated it.
Yeah, like a John Williams type piece in there where it's like very big and you just like feel like the intensity of the music. That's when, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
And I really liked, sorry, I'm using Yuri and Iris' scenes because I really like the music for that one, but the part when like, okay, it's time to actually fight, their fight part 2, you hear that it's all orchestrated with violins, and it really shifts to like a really upbeat kind of like, I guess you can say like electric kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of shifts a little, but it plays really well. Interesting. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dun dun. Like you hear the violins.
It almost felt like we were dancing for a second.
Very violent dance.
And to see all those wonderful songs in the credits at the end, that's so epic. That's classic cinema and gorgeous. And the score itself stands alone. You could listen to the whole score on your own and just enjoy a relaxing, and then like intense experience without even seeing the film. So I loved it.
And like, fun fact, I was already looking for the music, even before, actually during writing the script. So we're talking like months. Like I was searching music even before, during, and even after production.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Good choice. You could tell.
Because I would literally spend, maybe not a day, but maybe like I would say at least 2 to 3 hours listening to music. Like, okay, this sounds really good. I'll put it to the playlist and see if, because like I won't know until if this sounds good with this particular scene or not. Because it took forever. And yes, I did get rights for it, Wesley.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ah, good. No copyright.
Yep, no copyright.
Yeah. Kudos for like getting rights from so many artists. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Taken a while.
Taken a while. I think in total, I mean, I don't remember how many, like, is there, I think it's 30 tracks, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Throughout the whole film. And like if we do like an actual video, I can actually point out what track I used for this particular scene, which ones I use, but like you'll never know. So for instance, the greenhouse scene, that song I used, it was called A Summer Day.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by when we got to Sarah making her Starbucks refresher in the bottom. We used Overturn music, and I got a lot of the inspiration from Sleeping Beauty, because
yeah, that's cool.
Because I like the music, and I want this type of music for this. And
right.
And I think
classic Disney vibes. I love that feeling of those sound effects and the curiosity, and
I think it was mainly in that. I think it was mainly towards the greenhouse scene, because my friend, or actually, one of the filmmakers who is an actual film critic, they watched the film, and they just can't stop watching that one scene because the music is just so good.
Yeah.
Reminds him of Disney. Just a smidge.
Was it reviewed?
Yeah.
Did the movie get reviewed?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a great review. Congrats.
It was like best student films that he's seen recently. So
yes,
I'll take it.
Hey,
actually, that
love
film,
that.
That critic, he I think last week he just won an Emmy award.
Wow.
Yeah,
look at us. We're all on our way to the moon. We got this.
Yeah.
And he's actually he's really into camera work and DP, and he was like, Braden, if you're doing a sequel, sign me up.
What?
Oh, now we definitely need to do a sequel.
Wow.
We have to do a sequel. There's no question about it now.
Well,
Gotta work with this Emmy winner. Come on.
Yeah, man.
That would be awesome.
That could blow you up big. That's like Spielberg level possibly if you just
that's true. Yeah, it's
keep
true.
on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I was actually
Yeah.
I was and you guys I don't know, you guys may have saw it, but last week I was on a set. Well, as an extra, I wasn't on the crew. I was just an extra. They needed actors and stuff.
Yeah.
The film that they were shooting, it was a feature short film that they were going to be pitching towards like a studio. That's how most short films does.
Ooh.
And I don't really know much of the story because they didn't send me the script, so I just acted what they needed to do. But the story, the director who's directing it, they've been working on that script since 2000. So for the longest time.
Oh.
And they're hoping Warner Brothers to pick it up. They're hoping.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean
That's
I'm
a really
excited.
big deal.
So I'm in that film, so I'm be like, ooh, as an extra. I was there for all the days.
Hey, I was an extra in an HBO film with Al Pacino, and I tell people about it all the time.
You were in a film with Al
So-
Pacino? That's no way. Are you serious?
Paterno. I was
Nice.
eating cold cafeteria food.
Nice,
Wow.
nice.
Cafeteria food.
Yeah,
All about getting your foot in the door.
exactly. And their catering was amazing. So
The catering is definitely good. I think
Can we get Al Pacino on the set with us one day?
I'm not that close with him. Sorry.
Oh, dang it.
just one step at a time, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, we just collaboration and being try to be connected with like different people. That's kind of just what the film industry is.
It really is.
We have to connect with each other and make good bonds, make always good bonds.
Absolutely.
That's
Guys, and the thing is, there's one more thing you're missing out on, Braden. It's getting paid. So guys, we're gonna get our checks in the mail soon. Braden's just gonna send it out. Braden, why are you sending that check out? For there's a couple $1 million we're supposed to
Wait,
get
you
each
guys
of
are
us
getting
in the cast.
paid?
No,
No,
he's not.
Calling my agent.
Yeah, my
I'm
agent.
kidding.
Call my
Yeah,
agent.
my agent's gonna have to negotiate this deal.
Yeah.
Look, Stephanie.
$1 million or nothing. Well, I'm not taking it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It's about the art. It's really, I love how everyone's so
yeah.
passionate and like everyone you meet. I feel lucky to get to work with y'all younger folk because the passion, I'm just really impressed with that. And then when everyone's linked in with the passion, it seems like magic happens.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Go beyond the money,
You have to have a ton of passion to make it in this industry because I mean I've been acting for like 3 years and most projects I still don't get paid anything for, but I still do them
Yeah.
because I love it so much.
Yes,
So,
so fun.
Acting is such a hustle, and even if you work your hardest, you might not make it, but you have to because I mean if you want to be an actor, you can't imagine doing anything else with your life.
So well
So
said.
you gotta go for it.
True.
Yeah, it's as an actor, whether it be actor, director, editor, it's all
Yeah.
about tenacity. Things are almost never going to be as perfectly as planned as you want them to be. So you have to be willing to adjust no matter what.
And also
that's
just like
that's just the
keep
name of the
going,
game.
like,
Yeah.
doing as much as you can, regardless of like the type or like
Totally.
pen.
Right.
Just do everything. Do everything.
Yes.
And like that's like one of my professors at the school that I'm learning. They always say that if you are interested in one thing, you need to know everything because like you may not even start off with what you wanted to do. You have
Right.
to work on a different position
Yeah.
to get to that point, and it's going to be hard, of course. And they even told me that like if you're on a set and let's just say the set is like they're fulfilling for like 2 weeks, right? By day 8, you will know if you want to do this kind of work or not.
Yeah.
If you're not tired, like, okay, I'm so ready to go. And sometimes that one person can give you that drive. Usually it could be the director or it could be anybody, but you gotta want it. You want to hunger for it.
Honestly, like Stephanie, you were definitely one of the people I was like, wow, like, okay, cool. Like this is like the way that you have gone through your journey and like explained it to me. It seemed almost like, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. But like when you put in the work, it's attainable. And I think like, because this is the first film or project I've ever done. And I've wanted to act since I was a kid. And I did theater when I was a kid. So like getting to be a part of this project was so cool, and getting to, you know, meet all of you guys, because I got inspiration from each person.
Oh, I have a question
which
for you,
was
Sarah.
really cool. Yeah.
So you're a theater student like I am. I was wondering what was it like for you, as well as your transition from theater to film as well? I'm just wondering what the transition.
So I'm not currently, I don't do theater, and I haven't done theater since I think middle school, but it's quite different. I think when you're talking about like musical theater versus film, it's just a completely different realm of things. Like I think it's cool to know how to act between the two of them, but there's so many differences. So like my transition honestly, it's a little more difficult, because I think when you're acting film, it's a lot more subtle, and it's a lot more personable, and it's a lot more like you kind of have to, you know, make it so natural. But when you're theater, it's like, you know, you're on stage, the pressure's there, like it's just like
big
in the
and
moment.
extravagant.
You have to be big. You have to be big.
Yeah.
And you know, I think both are absolutely fantastic. They're both incredible art forms. But like for me, I kind of have to just separate the two of them into their own realms for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that same distinction, definitely. And that whole thing of like the realness and the intimacy of on-camera acting is why I transitioned from theater to film. Because in high school, I was doing a ton of theater, but I'm like, this feels fake. This feels big and unnatural. So that's when I started like really getting into film acting and training.
Yeah. The camera's right in your face the entire time, no matter the shots, and you have to make sure every little facial
you have to tell the whole
matches
story
character.
with just your eyes, you know.
Yep.
Not like you can't gesture huge. And
Jazz hands.
it's gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I want to say that you guys were amazing cast.
Oh, thank you.
Shucks.
I mean,
and amazing dress.
there is a question regarding that, but
Yeah.
I'll answer what I have to say once you get to that. But just kind of wrapping with what we were saying, it's important. I think just being out there and like you don't want, in obviously you're not gonna it's gonna be a while until someone, maybe an agent or a producer or studio house, wants you and see what you've done and stuff. And it's gonna be hard until you get that point. Now for some actors or even filmmakers, they get it easy, or however they did it, and for some it's a long road.
Right.
So it's different, especially like if you're someone that's famous and has like a kid like, oh, I want to do this. It's easier for them to get in because they're folks.
They have connections, right?
Connections, and as for someone who's new, it's a lot harder. But you know what? The journey is very interesting.
It's a climb.
Period.
Yeah, to continue climbing.
Yeah. But if you're into theater trying to get into film, you have to learn how to gain those connections. With people that have been in film for a very, very long time, they've gained those connections over years and years of being in movies and shows or whatever commercials they've been in, whatever regard of film they've been in. They've gained those connections over years. As a theater person, you're going into film as you're having to learn how to do, I mean, of course you can adapt to it, but you're learning how to do movie acting, which is of course, like Sarah mentioned, it's a lot more casual than big and extravagant. You have to learn how to adapt to the acting form of it. The process of it is a lot different. You don't just get to miss up a line and then keep going. You have to reshoot every little moment. So you have to get used to every little aspect of filming.
Which is like, that's the difference between you know, like that's why I think of them as two separate art forms, because, you know, on stage when you're in theater, like if you mess up, you have to make something out of it, which you can still do with film. But typically if it's like, oh, a huge thing, you know, like you have to reset, do it again, all these things. But it's just, they're two separate things. It's cool, but you know.
Yeah, continuity is like the biggest thing going into from theater to film. I think that's the biggest issue a lot of people have, because doing theater, you could do the same scene and gesture different ways each time, but on film, you have to do it the exact same way every time. Or when you
Film
edit
it,
it together,
definitely.
it's not going to work.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah.
like muscle memory, almost remembering exactly how you're moving your body and then doing it over and over and over and over, and
Yeah.
still
But
getting
still
that same
trying to look
emotion
like it's
behind it.
natural.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And actually, if you think about it, what's the one thing that changes for film but not for theater?
Are you saying like what changes, what doesn't change from film to theater, or let me think. Give me a second. If someone else wants to answer, then they can. But
If
Intent.
it's an
would-
opinion type of question, like not a solid answer, I would say just being convincing.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
true.
the training's
Acting,
pretty
yeah.
similar between two of them. Like you can do Meisner training and do theater and also apply it to film. So I think
Right.
the biggest like similarity is being connected with your scene partner,
Yeah.
Yeah,
having a real
definitely.
connection and listening and living in the moment. Those are both very similar in both forms.
You're not just acting to say your lines. You're acting to react to them.
Yes,
Right,
acting is
exactly.
reacting.
Acting is reacting.
Yeah. And even
Thank you.
Yeah.
and even like the one thing that also like one more thing that also that also changes, that doesn't really change for theater, I guess, when it comes to like learning the story, it would have to be the screenplay, because in theater you don't really change the screenplay. The screenplay is the screenplay. You follow the screenplay, and for the script that changes constantly depending on what happens. But
Right.
it's just interesting. Just
You
two
don't
different
rewrite
realms.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Two different realms. It's crazy. All right, next question. Let's see. Ooh, Sarah question.
Hello.
Getting all the questions. All right. Someone asked, is there a reason why Yuri looks a lot scarier than the others?
Yes. I think, in my opinion, because she is the fairy of silence, I think she's a little bit over exaggerating with her looks to come across clear with her intentions. I don't think she, in the film at least, even though she was a little bit quieter, I think she was only quieter because if she were to speak, she knew like, oh, I'm not trying to cover anything. Like I'm not trying to, like be fake. I think even like you said, Mike, from the beginning of me slamming the thing shut, like I was already annoyed in the beginning. You know what I mean? I think it was the look adds to just kind of how silence might be subtle, but it might be the loudest thing in the room. And I think the look kind of speaks on that. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of self-explanatory. She's over exaggerating without exaggerating at all.
Yeah,
So
just look and like that's it.
right. Like, okay, I'm here. That's it.
I
When
am
do you
speaking.
die?
I am speaking. Did I stutter?
Did I stutter?
Just by saying nothing.
Tax fraud.
But listen, I want to give a round of applause for Michelle for your makeup, because she had a lot of good concepts for your look.
Michelle killed it. And if anyone who's watching knows my Instagram, she is tagged in all of the photos that I have of the makeup that she did. She's incredible. She's absolutely incredible. And she took her time and she worked with, like what she had and the time and all of the stuff and the concept. So yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, for me, I kind of felt that like Michelle had a connection in a way with Yuri.
Definitely. I think it was something that like she definitely gave me the vibes that, oh, I'm zoning in on this particular character. And it wasn't just like, oh, I'm doing a makeup for a film. It's like, this is the character, this is my concept, this is what I want to do. I want to make it look fantastic. I want all of the, things to look the same and
very personalized.
Right. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Man.
For sure.
Yeah. Like, you'll be surprised like what the first because because I still have those. I don't know where they are, but I still have those first concept pictures that we took on the makeup.
Yeah, I do too.
It looks a lot different now in the film.
Oh yeah, it absolutely looks different, but in a good like development way, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Spot on. All right, next question. Okay, so someone asked, did you have Reggie, Bruce, and Iris eat actual cannabis?
Nope.
Probably not.
Those were
No.
gummies. I remember that. I think the gummies started melting, right? Right, Stephanie? They did?
Yeah, and you guys like
started
went and
melting.
got them at the gas station, like right
Yep.
when we were filming because you didn't have them.
It was like the Haribo Gold Bears or something like that.
Yeah,
Variety
they were
pack.
little gummy bears.
Gummy bears,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
No cannabis
No
necessary.
drugs.
Acting.
That was all
Acting.
makeup and gummy bears. That's all I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Method.
Oh yeah, but the makeup was cool for that because like they literally lined the inside of our like
With
eyes
redness.
with red. It
Yeah.
legitimately looked like we were high. So again, kudos to the makeup team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And see, someone has to mention the one of the best cuts in the film, the comedic cut of I don't know, an hour, a minute, and then boing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
That was
literally.
brilliant. I just
Oh,
like the
yeah.
gong.
Fun
Boing.
fact for
Yeah.
that
That was
scene,
hilarious.
I actually when I was like looking all high and like tripped out, I could actually see the trees blowing in the wind and it was legitimately blowing my mind. So my like amazement and awe was legit in
authentic.
that moment.
Was
It
authentic.
was.
Wow.
The trees were like literally blowing in the wind. I'm like, I didn't know trees did that. Oh man, oh shit.
Yeah, I like when you see Reggie's viewpoint of when he starts hearing maybe Jonathan, and you see just the shift of the trees. It almost looked I don't know if you manipulated it, but it looked so magical. They're going the way you're speaking of the light going through and the movement of the trees.
Yeah, like you think there's something there, or maybe, but surprisingly, I just add that just for that something's there, but there's really nothing there.
It's the mystery, very mystical.
Like an unknown presence. And like I did add like a very, very soft growl. I don't know if you caught it, but it's very soft. And that was it. You don't hear it for the rest of the time. It's like
Yeah.
But did you guys notice that I did a lot of bug sounds in certain scenes?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and like birds. I heard a lot of birds too.
Yeah, there were a lot of bugs.
You definitely set the scene. You set the tone.
Yeah, so Reggie bug, and then Yuria, I think.
Oh
Yuria
yeah,
went
that was so trippy. That was the perfect bug placement. That was put in. I was like, how the heck that was a perfect fly moment when he goes. Just as those markings of classic professional horror thrillers and suspense films.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like grossed out too at that moment too. You're like, what? Gross.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I think that bug was a butterfly, I think it was a butterfly.
Yeah, it's just really well done.
Yeah, it was a butterfly because I remember there was one flying around for that one shot, and someone asked, "I hope you got that."
Yeah, it was perfect.
If I got it, so it was definitely that scene, Yuri's scene. There was also another scene that a bug flies in. It's weird. We had a lot of bugs.
It is Florida and we're outside. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Like going back to what Mike was saying, like it's just the severe the severe focus of attention on every single thing was just like magnificent.
Yeah.
It was just, there was nothing that was missed. You know what I mean? Like if there was an opportunity for you to put a sound there or a music overlay or like to kind of create like the sound that like the white noise that you got when the music was kind of like shifting from being inside the film versus just her listening to it was just like, it was so technical that it kind of fits so naturally the way that you added everything. But there was never like one thing that was like, oh, like you could have added this or you could have added that. Like you just did every single little thing, you know?
Let me just say that landing, Sarah, was awesome.
Which one? What did you say?
So when you what was it? Fight part one, like you finish her off.
Oh, the stick.
Oh yeah.
Roar to the skies.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It made my superhero villain dreams come true.
Yay!
Yeah, like an awesome like landing. Like it was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think that was a one take. Yeah, it was a one take.
We did it once, I think, once or twice.
Y'all are pros.
Yeah, Andrea knew what she was doing. I was like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think wham. All right, what's next? Okay.
Dog
So
has a question.
So this
Oh
is
my
a
gosh.
this
So
is a
sorry.
question.
Listen to the doggo. He has a question.
All right, boy. What question is it?
No, he's just throwing a fit. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's so cute. I love dogs. All have dogs.
Period.
All right.
I agree.
This is a question for Raina, but we'll answer the best we can. All right. So someone asked, why was Elga sniffing in that one scene?
Because you could smell the
But
female.
she was smelling my hormones.
Yeah, I think that was like I think that was a creative touch because like especially when they're about to feast on Bruce or start the ritual, you can say, and even Raina was the first thing that the camera sees, that she smells something like kind of like they're like, hounds in a way. They have a,
Right.
in a weird sense, like, they can smell prey or smells, well, I don't say prey, but smell that, a female, because they hate females, or not male, but females. And I think that was like a creative decision, that like these fairies were different, especially that we're not going to have any wings of some sort, or who knows, they could be a different breed, different kind. The Elmer breed.
Yes.
But I think it also adds an element of kind of just a little bit of uncertainty, especially when they're on the street. You smell that, and like literally, Raina does like she does it very perfectly. Like she smells and she kind of rolls her eyes back, like, oh my gosh, like these girls are crazy. Like, oh my gosh. But I think it just adds towards that scene. And poor Iris, damn it, a lot easier in my head. And of course the phone goes off.
My phone goes off too. Not having a good day.
That was perfect.
Iris was having a real bad day. Let me just say.
I mean, I get
All
it.
I wanted to do was get high in the woods, guys, and look what happened.
And you didn't even want to do that.
Yeah,
No, I didn't even really want to do.
yeah, you
Very
want to stay in
true.
school.
I just wanted to go to class, Bruce.
This really is an education propaganda.
It is, man.
Sure is.
Show it at all high schools now.
All universities
Mandatory
just trying to get
viewing.
more money off of this mini film. That's all it is.
All right, kids, what do we learn?
Don't do drugs and go to school.
Fairies are demons.
Watch watch them like do it anyway. Like this is like, oh, I just want to try it. See if I can find out.
We know they will.
Oh,
Yeah. All you gotta do is eat
Yeah.
some edibles, get high, and you'll find Elmersville. You'll find it.
Yeah.
you'll find it, buddy. You'll really find it. Might be in different shapes and colors, but you'll find it.
You'll find it.
And you'll probably
Aw.
die, but
Yeah.
Aw,
At least you'll
Elmer's
get
in
there.
all of us.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, you will get there. All right. Next question. Someone asked, how did you find such a beautiful cast?
Aw.
Oh, thank you.
How did you find our beautiful faces, Brayden?
Well, you guys come to me, but
He goes,
I
this
think-
is sponsored by Backstage.
Yep.
I've been very meticulous about like finding the right person, and it mainly has there's like a couple of things that I look for. I look for how much experience do you have, where are you from, because that's going to determine if that's a possibility or not, and is this your first time doing this and stuff. So those are things that I look for, but I mainly look for like talent, because looks are one thing, but and I'll say it was a hard process, because in total I had about 80 people applied for Elmersville.
Hmm.
A lot. I think the easiest person to cast was probably Jonathan. So Mike, you were just it.
Period.
Look at you, buddy.
Yeah, you were it. Period.
What?
Yeah, you were just it. I was like, oh,
He is Jonathan.
he's Jonathan. And even when
Sign him up.
Because even when I get applications for Jonathan, I'm like, I'm still gonna go with Mike on this. Like,
Thank you, dude.
Here he is, Mike.
Yes.
I'm just feeling it. And so,
Nice. Appreciate it.
and then Sarah, like for you came like a storm because we had someone else for Yuria, and they were good. They had the look as far as like the character. Their acting was decent. And I think that with properly showing them how this character and demonstrating it'll work well. But then when I saw your monologue, you literally defined Yuria.
Yay.
If I'm being honest.
Yay!
On Yuria.
Thank you.
And
I
I was like, damn, all right, she's in, take her out. That's really what happened. But the girl I had before, she couldn't make it anyway. So
Yeah.
But Sarah was the perfect match.
Thank you.
So good.
Stephanie was probably the hardest too, because it was hard finding a gritty version of Iris, someone who's very uptight, and she is the hero. So it was just, oh man, it was hard. Iris was hard. It took forever, but I'm glad you applied because like, oh, perfect.
Oh, thanks.
And it's funny.
Yeah, Mike, I was
Yeah.
actually down shooting relationships when Braden sent me the sides
Oh,
for the
really?
audition, and I recorded them in the hotel room. So
Yeah,
There you go.
and it's funny because I knew that it's funny because like I asked you to do a monologue, but I already knew that you were gonna be cast anyway. So I just wanted to see. I was like, all right, cool. She's okay, as long as she's perfect.
yeah, you sent me the part of the scene with Jonathan. I remember doing that for the audition.
Yeah, John. Yeah, that was an important scene that we needed to see. Wesley, the West, the W.
Hey everyone, how are you doing?
For you, I don't know. I kind of just asked him to come on board.
Yeah, I've always been an actor. This is my first time actually being part of the production crew, other than being an actor. So I hope I served you guys well.
Yeah, you did.
You were awesome. You were so much fun on set. You were a lot
Thank
of
you.
fun.
Yeah, very, very nice and ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're playing
try to-
some nice jams at the church.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
a fun time.
that was, yeah. I've learned from being like my first time I ever did a film. I was so nervous because I didn't know. I was so used to theater acting and trying to transition over, and it was such a stressful production environment for me that it almost wasn't fun for me. It was fun, but it almost wasn't fun. So that's why I tried being so funny and so what is it called? Happy-go-lucky, whatever you want to call it. Whenever you go to like a set, because it makes everyone have much more fun with what they're doing, and it makes them more passionate about what they're doing. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm always making jokes or like saying some stupid shit. So
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's just there's
Yeah.
gotta be some humor on set, and sometimes
Yeah.
when filming things go wrong, and it's funny.
yeah, yeah.
Like
For sure.
something happened. I think the first day of shooting, we were talking about like the whoosh. Actually, we were trying to figure out how
We're talking about the what?
the whoosh, because I think we were trying to figure
Whoosh.
out how does Caitlin appear? Because I think we were trying to say, does she walk in? Does she come from the side? Or and I
She
think
just appear and
I
just
think it
appear.
was Stephanie who suggested the whoosh, maybe. I'm not sure, but we used the reflector and just whooshed it perfect.
Oh yeah, we did the.
Yeah,
that the
the
entire
infamous
time.
whoosh was born just like that.
But that was
Period.
such a badass shot. That was such a badass shot
yeah.
right there. The whole the hair flipping up.
Mhm.
That was so cool.
It was very cool.
I think also the funniest thing was that Ellis keeps messing up his lines, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was his
Yeah.
first time acting too. And yeah, the first day we were
Although-
shooting, we were like way over time because he kept messing up. But
I
he
will
came
say-
back and he powered through
Yeah.
it. So kudos to him.
For his first time, I think he did very well with what he was
Yeah.
given. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did an amazing.
He was just nervous, you could tell. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh hi. I'm like, oh wow. Like he was.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Hi.
Oh,
Hi, man.
wait, where's the stool?
Where's the stool?
So we're all good. So for Ellis, it was, for me, I liked, so for him, I didn't see too much, but he did do the monologue for the part that for Reggie, and he did a good job. And obviously he didn't have any other reels that I can really pick off one, but he was kind of a risk for me because he didn't have much of like acting experience or anything, but
His character translated really well.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just feeling him. And I
Everyone did
remember
so well.
yeah, he was amazing. And I remember people who were there within who was part of my casting team, they weren't feeling, at least they weren't feeling that at first. And I was like, guys, I got a feeling.
Mhm.
And it
Trust your
went
gut.
well. He did well with the role. He
Totally.
fit the story
My only
perfectly.
complaint is I wish he was shorter.
Yeah.
Your height is an inconvenience.
Make him like 5'9". Make him like 5'9" or 5'10".
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Be perfect.
Yeah, I think as far as the height goes, especially for the fairies, they had to be somewhere within the same height, I think.
You could have just casted him as a tree.
Actually, fun fact. I know we're off topic, but just the scene where him and Stuart were in the forest section, the tree shaking, that was him.
Oh.
Like we did a separate shot, and I'm like, all right, shake the tree, Ellis, and you'll see it, and-
Ellis.
and you'll see it in the bloopers, which bloopers are coming, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Those
no.
bloopers are gonna be so funny.
I know I'm gonna have so many on there. Can't wait.
It's gonna be a lot.
You know, you could probably, Brayden, you could probably, for casting for the sequel, like whenever if you decide to do that, you could probably cast Ellis as the tree and, where the tree's You probably could, make a lot of sense for him.
Just paint
know
him
the
green,
tree
and you can
can
see him
be
like, yeah, paint him green and brown, and then you can like see him blinking. Like you just do a deadpan of him like blinking.
Right.
The green on his
Just
face.
attach some leaves, he'll be okay. Maybe
Yeah.
do a little fall time.
You know what?
Oh gosh.
Man, we're like trash talking Ellis. Well, you should have been
Sorry.
here, man.
Sorry.
Can't defend yourself. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think that if we do it on Halloween, so if the sequel takes place in Halloween, it could happen. He could be a tree. It's possible.
Kind of perfect. I mean, I'm not shaming anyone because I'm so short. You could cast me probably like as a freaking rock, but that's beside the point. Unless you're so short, you can cast us
I
as
forgot what I was
rocks.
gonna say. Shoot. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah,
So
what I was gonna say.
Do you
anyway,
have more questions, Brayden?
Oh no, I have a question, but go ahead, Brayden. If you have any more, go
Can
ahead.
we have the actual questions first? I'm just kidding.
Wow.
okay,
Wow.
Okay. So let me finish up
Who's it
the
doing?
cast.
Yeah, I have to be out at 6:30, so that's why
Yeah, don't worry. We're like
I've got to go scare children.
2, 3.
Hey.
All right, good. We only have like 4 more left, which are pretty
Okay.
mandatory. So don't worry. I think we'll be out before 6:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. So for Stuart, it was an easy cast because I had him in my last shoot, and I just saw him as a Bruce. Like, oh, he's Bruce. There was no question. Like, I don't really need to see anything, even though he did send me a monologue. He was perfect. But a lot of my crew, actually Andrea, and a lot of the girls who were part of the casting team, they wanted a Black Bruce.
Oh.
Or hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I feel like we have whoever's watching this Facebook Live probably doesn't know who this is, but we have a friend that's dear to us. His name is Jesse Bass.
Oh.
I feel like he would have been a good Bruce. That's just an opinion I have because he gives me that funny, that stupid funny sort of like vibe that Bruce had.
Honestly, Brayden was a good Bruce in the table.
Brayden,
read, so
yeah, Brayden
I could have
been
seen that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Brayden could have been Bruce.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Listen, Reginald, man, don't let this military bullshit screw with your head.
Hey.
Right.
Yeah, bringing it back.
There he is.
Bringing it back.
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
missed that.
Yeah, I can.
Missed that.
I'm an actor. I can do anybody.
The issue.
I'll be anybody. And then Caitlin, she she in her resume, she doesn't she did a lot of Disney stuff. So and we needed someone that was very uplifting to play the villain, Faya. And she was perfect. And it's funny because I was like, because before we didn't at the time we didn't have a good Faya. I was like, man, I really want a redhead. Bam, Faya.
Yeah.
So she
Just
was
makes sense.
yeah, she was just perfect and she did an amazing job.
In the next Elmersville, I'm going to be casted as a fairy. Thank you, Braden. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity. Thank you.
You will
I appreciate
be,
it very much.
I don't know, Wesley. You'll be, I don't know, something. We'll figure it out.
Something.
We'll figure it out.
Well, I get to be a tree too. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
And then Bella, she was not Caitlin. Crystal was more. I actually invited Crystal because she was a suggestion in my last project, but I never picked her. But she was the perfect Bella. I couldn't.
Yeah,
think of
it's
anybody else.
awesome.
She was very whimsical.
Yeah, she was just so sweet as a person, and it showed.
I like that word.
Yeah, she's perfect. And then
Love
as
that
far as
word.
the extras go, everyone was just filling in, but they were also amazing. Their talent, especially Ksenia. Oh man, she was living it.
She
Like,
was living it. She was living the dream.
She was definitely in character. So she was like, great movie. Let's go on set. So perfect.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Okay. What were the other fairies' titles besides the main three?
Oh, they do all have titles.
Yeah. So so for Ariel, who was wearing, for those you know, she was wearing the white corset. She was the Fairy of Love. Veronique, who plays Sen, and she's actually one of the makeup artists who filled in for that role. She's wearing a yellow dress, and she is the Fairy of Light. Ksenia, love dear God, she is the Fairy of Dreams, purple fairy. And then Ella Master, who is the Fairy of Sweets, indigo. And lastly, we had Raina, who is the orange fairy, Fairy of Harmony. One thing, and I know why someone asked this, because there is a scene that was deleted from the film.
That's what I was about to say. The scene where she explained all of them, I don't think was in there.
No. And it was, I would say, it was a hard choice for me to either keep her or delete it, but there were a lot of things that, not saying that what they said with dialogue didn't make any sense. That was fine. There were a lot of things that were problems. A lot of it has to do with the audio, because if you remember, it was a windy day, very windy. When we shot.
It was, yeah.
Yes.
So the mic was good, but it only did so much. And I think the wind was a main problem. And secondly, I think that was the only scene throughout the whole film where we didn't follow the storyboard. And that was because HOA came in. That was another thing.
Oh yeah, that was a mess.
Now, that was a mess, but luckily we handled it. But yeah, so I'm sad that we didn't get to show you guys that scene that kind of a little bit gives or explains what each fairy titles are, and also kind of introduces them. But unfortunately, it had to get cut. It didn't really affect the film as much.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish you guys would have seen it, but who knows? So it's here. All right, next question. Okay, someone asked, what was your favorite part about being on set?
Probably, like, my opinion would be just getting to like get up early and know that day on day you were getting to go on set. I think that was like the most exciting thing to me, was getting the makeup done and like having all of this like adrenaline ready to like shoot and be there and like kind of get to zone out almost into a whole other realm of things. So yeah,
I love that build-up part. It's like opening night, and you feel, I love that adrenaline feel as the shooting day gets closer and closer.
right.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I liked hanging out with all the other cool actors and crew members, getting to meet some cool people, having some good
Totally.
times.
Totally.
Yeah,
Good
it
cast.
was a great casting crew, so it was just cool to hang out with them, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And this
Um,
hopefully won't be the last.
I know. Yeah, they can't. Literally. Thing for me, I guess, during that time of my life, which was now in May. Wow. It's September now. That's crazy. At that time of my life, I was working every single day, except for the days I'd call off to actually go in for the shoots and stuff. And it was a very busy time of my life, very stressful. But the moments that I actually got to go in to do shooting, I felt like such a weight off my chest that I could I was in a whole you were saying, in a different realm. I felt like I
Yeah.
was in a different realm, and I didn't feel human, but it was a good different didn't feel like a human. So it was just a feeling of euphoria the entire time I was, because I could be myself and I could be funny, and I was talking to my friends there, and just meeting all the cast and crew. Everyone was so friendly and everyone was so welcoming with each other, and I appreciate that it wasn't like stupid drama or everyone being hostile toward each other. It was all around. It was an enjoyable environment to be in.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're down to the last question.
Nice.
Nice.
And the last question is, what is the next project?
That's a you thing, man.
That is
It's all you.
that is a me thing.
That's a you thing.
I took
Quiet Neptune Part 2. What? Who said that? What? That's so crazy. Who said that? Wow.
those are in development. Those aren't the next projects. But I will say this, for those of you, there is a script already finished.
Okay.
For
short film.
Okay.
A short film or a short film?
Trust me,
Short film. Can I emphasize a short film?
Trust me, it's 5 pages. Trust me, it's short film.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And it is called Shuffle.
Okay.
And
what? This sounds interesting already.
And the story is, and this one's kind of emotional. This one is about a deaf girl who finds a device in her house that lets her experience to hear music hear music and sound for the very first time.
Wow.
But
wow.
As eager as she's able to listen for the first time, she decides to abuse it too much and it goes haywire.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So
that sounds cool.
So look out for that.
I will keep an eye out for that.
I will say it's not a big cast, really. It's just one location, small. It's already finished. I don't know if I'm going to be filming this before the end of this year. It could be the beginning of next year. Don't know, but that one is finished. But going back to, I think Wesley mentioned about the new projects that I've worked on or ideas that I had in the past. Someone asked me, is there anyone in your cast, in either in Elmersville or Quiet Neptune or in the past, that you can see them in this next film with, or this new idea and stuff? Now, there's a lot. There is an idea that there is a story that I'm still working on that I think Sarah might be a good fit for, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, Sarah.
And the title is called Mr. Frog.
Mr. Fraud?
Mr. Frog.
Oh.
That one's going to be like a fantasy sci-fi adventure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but unfortunately, under wraps. Sorry, y'all. I was only able to tell you the prequel. That was it. Okay, sorry. But I got Mr. Frog for you, and I will tell you that if you're interested.
Of course I'm interested.
But it won't be probably for at least down the road. So just keep that in mind.
I will keep my eye out open for it.
When Tommy Connor is resurrected, I'll be happy to return.
No, he's not. Now, someone did ask me to do if I wanted to do a spin-off of Quiet Neptune. See all this Quiet Neptune stuff, all these universe that we're creating. They wanted to do a Tommy Connor spinoff
You should.
with
Ooh.
with his sister, but it would involve werewolves.
That. Oh, that's
Loud Neptune.
Loud Neptune. All right, no, hear me out. Hear me out. You combine, that'd be Tommy Connor and Phil on that one. Dang. I was saying you combine Quiet Neptune, Swap Watch, and Elmer's Ville into one universe. And you see how all the characters interact with each other. You see how weird it gets by like the first 10 minutes of film.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. We'll across
It's just an idea. I don't
the
can't take it
Bradenverse.
serious, but
The Bradenverse. All right, we'll see.
the Bradenverse. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
but I will say this: there is a film that I'm not going to be directing, but I am the casting director for it. And for those of you who are watching and your group here, the project is being worked on by the same people who did The Date, and it's called Ghostly Tides.
Oh,
I
I didn't even know this.
And
Dang.
yep. This is all new information. Telling us for the very first
didn't know
time,
that.
Ghostly Tides. And the story is kind of what would happen if two ghosts come face to face with the end moments of the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
So
You mean like the ending of the Grim Reaper, like the ending of death itself, or
well, end of their time. It's time.
oh,
Grab your scythe. Shing.
oh,
So
okay.
I'm involved with that project. But as far as like anything that I'm doing, Shuffle, Mr. Frog, and even Bad Monkeys, which that's been on production for the longest time.
Nice.
Longest
Sounds
time. Listen, I got tons of ideas, but we'll be here all night, so I'm not gonna say all that. But if I got film for you, I'll reach out. But listen, I want to work with everybody again. I really do. And if you guys are down for a sequel for Elmersville, please let me know. I mean, are you guys interested? You guys? You four?
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah,
You want
Absolutely.
something?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll talk with Andrea, and
All right.
we'll see what happens.
Alrighty.
But once again, guys, thank you for watching our Q&A with the cast. Well, half the cast, and
Not even like a quarter of the cast, but yeah.
But listen, that's totally fine. And we hope that we've answered all of you guys' your questions, and hope you guys are looking forward to but ask yourselves, do you want to stick up for Elmersville? Let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
You let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And we will plan for that reunion.